Hello everyone, and welcome to another Monster Hunter World live stream. Today we're fighting Arch-Tempered Kulve Taroth. She's back. That means we get to spend our afternoons farming her tracks, sniffing her butt, and really not getting any of the good rewards. Maybe that's a little cynical of me. But you know, I've got like 2 weapons left to get from her, and I still don't have them. So today I thought it would be fun if we did what we did the other day for Arch-Tempered Nergigante. What we're going to be using are budget builds against Arch-Tempered Kulve Taroth, and unlike the Arch-Tempered Nergigante budget builds, I suspect we're going to have a lot more success. That's because Arch-Tempered Kulve Taroth isn't quite as difficult as Arch-Tempered Nergigante. Actually, they're not even close. Okay, so we'll have one build we're always going to be using at Pursuit 1. It's going to be our Gathering build. That's because at Pursuit 1, we're going to be gathering tracks, we're going to be sniffing her feet, and bringing the Pursuit level up. Everybody in the lobby must be doing this. If everyone doesn't agree to do this, it won't work, right? So we'll be gathering tracks at Pursuit level 1, and then on our second run, we have an attack run, and that's when I'll be using the budget builds. And I'm going to be coming up with them as I go. I do have a video, a set of videos. They're called the counter builds for Arch-Tempered Kulve Taroth, and they contain all 14 weapon classes, but I thought for fun for the stream, we would pretend I don't know any of these builds, and I'll make the builds live, just for fun. Let's go ahead and drop this build I have here. This is my cluster bomb build. We were using this against Arch-Tempered Nergigante just the other day, and we're going to jump over to our Forager build. So this is what I was talking about. This is the setup I use to gather tracks. You can see the skills here. Actually, I'll show you the decorations. All right, pretty simple. And really the point here is just to gather her tracks, but also while we're gathering tracks, we might gather other useful ingredients that allow us to have max potions while we're fighting her and mega barrel bombs while we're fighting her. She's a monster where mega barrel bombs are really helpful. All right, now for this fight, I always clear my inventory as well. All right, clear it out. You can see Kulve P1. Somebody there waving. Vampy. Hi, Vampy. Shanks is here. I knew I recognized your name, Shanks. All right. Let's go ahead and post. We probably have enough people to get started. Oops, wrong post. Ah, rainbow rewards from last time. I guess I didn't, right, I remember this. They're going to show up again. So I didn't save before I logged out. So we're going to have to look at these again. We're looking for the Spark Insect Glaive and the Spark Charge Blade. That's what we're looking for. I'm pretty sure I have all these other ones. Alright, sell all. You'll be seeing me do that a lot today because I probably won't get what I'm looking for. Kulve Taroth siege, and we'll post begin the siege. There we go. Kulve Taroth. Alright, here we go. I thought about doing maybe a live stream where we defeat Kulve Taroth at Pursuit 1. I haven't done that in a while. It's very tough to do, and personally I don't think it's worth it. But I've thought about doing it just for fun, just to entertain you guys. The other thing I'm thinking about doing is having a stream where I don't host a lobby. Instead, I play with complete randoms, and then we just sit back and kind of judge them for being bad. I did this for Arch-Tempered Nergigante, and I actually enjoyed it. It was quite enjoyable. Let's go ahead and eat for stamina. It's fun to make fun of others sometimes, right? By the way, thank you everyone in the chat for joining. James Dice, Asir Man, Minx, Jason Dragoon, Alexandra Vincenut. Who else? Chromie, I see Chromie, James Dice, Skink Hunt, Jose Chianetta. Oh, there's my air conditioner kicking in. You're going to hear that all summer long. Unfortunately, I can't just turn it off. It's actually hot enough outside that I will suffer if I leave it off. Lab CS is here. Thanks for joining, Lab. And we're going to have some fun today. We're going to defeat Arch-Tempered Kulve Taroth a number of times, and we're going to see what kind of rewards we get from it. Probably sad rewards. All right, well, I'm ready to go if everyone's ready to go. By the way, if you want to join the session, this is a terrific session to join if you haven't gathered the Arch-Tempered Kulve Taroth weapons. This is on Xbox. We have the session ID in the description of the video. The session ID also gets posted in my Discord server. You're welcome to join that Discord server. The link to it is always in the description of my videos. It's on its way to 11,000 people. It's a very active Discord. I think last time I checked, there were like 12,000 messages sent in one day. Really, really active. And it's a terrific place to join. Actually, one of our most active text channels is the Xbox channel. So if you play on Xbox and you're looking for a community to play Monster Hunter World, it's a terrific community. Rudy says, hey, Gameconomist, please kick passive. He's attacking in P1. You're supposed to warn him not to attack. So please warn him and then tell me if he's still attacking and I will boot him. Corvus Eterna, thank you for, if I said your name right, thank you very much for the donation. I'm going to write your name down. Corvus, coming in hot. I'm learning things about how to stream better, by the way. I think in the near future I'll have a graphic on the screen that shows who's donated what. I haven't really decided how it should look, though. That's the thing. Like, I could have it occupy a lot of the space on the video, or I could have it occupy very little space. It depends on how much emphasis I want to put on it. So I could put a lot of emphasis on donations that people have made, or it could just be maybe a funny little GIF that pops up for a limited amount of time on screen. There's all kinds of things you can do, and I haven't really decided what my style should be. A lot of video stuff is all about, it's all about like design. All right, we'll jump over here. So what I'm doing, this is the whole reason I have this set. For those of you who are new and maybe you're not sure what I'm doing, the whole point of this set is I'm gathering all these great materials, and then we're going to jump down and gather tracks. Devil's Blight, Mandragora, those are like two of the most valuable mushrooms in the game, basically. Especially Mandragora. Couldn't live without Mandragora. I had somebody talk to me in a message today. They want me to make a video on how to gather all of the stuff you need in order to get into heavy bowguns if you don't have a lot of money and you don't have a lot of resources. So I might do that soon enough. Somebody dropped a boulder on Arch-Tempered Kulve Taroth. Is somebody attacking? I don't know why they dropped the boulder. Maybe they did that so we could gather materials before she moved on. I don't know. Yeah. Well, let's see what everyone's saying, because when I do the Kulve Taroth track farming, really it's not super exciting, so I get plenty of time to read your comments and have a conversation with you guys. Let's do the Scout Fly power-up while we're playing. Exile Blade asks, will you be doing more Dauntless? Yes, I'm going to do another stream of Dauntless at some point, because I gave it a very harsh criticism, but you know, I know that I'm very early on into the game, so I'm going to play it a little longer before I truly make up my mind. The problem is this: I already kind of have an impression of how I feel about it, and the impression was not good. The frame drop in particular was really bad. The graphics were not innovative. There was no. Let me say this: when you're playing an indie game, the idea to an indie game is that it's not as high of a quality as like a AAA title, of course, but it's supposed to be innovative. And so for Dauntless, that's really what I'm looking for. Innovative music, innovative art style, innovative game mechanics. Didn't really see anything innovative about it. In fact, what I saw primarily was that it was a straight ripoff of other people's ideas, and then on top of it, they threw, you know, microtransactions because they're not charging $60 for their game. And you don't get to judge them as harshly because it's a free-to-play game. But what you have to understand is they really are making money on this game. By the way, there's people making donations. Aaron Anime says, hey man, love your videos. Well, I love you, Aaron. So let me write that down. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Aaron Anime. I have the power of God and anime on my side. Then we have James Telford. You're responsible for my renewed addiction to Monster Hunter World. Thank you. Oh, well, thank you very much, James. I'm glad to hear that. All right. That was James. James Telford. Cool. Oh, I'm getting smacked by the Gajalakas. Yeah, so I'll play Dauntless again, because what I'll be looking for is maybe something that you can only experience as you have more end game experiences in the game. But just looking at the core mechanics and the core quality of the game, it's not in a great place. Like, I noticed right away, a really big sell on indie games is definitely, for me personally, the music, right? You can give me a mediocre indie game, and if the music's really beautiful, or maybe a genre that lesser explored genre, you know, just kind of like crafted almost with a lot of love, the music, you can sell that. You can sell me on that game if you do that. It just didn't feel that way with Dauntless. Dauntless almost felt like somebody with a business degree sat down and said, okay, where could we make an indie game and make the most money? That's almost what it felt like. It's like, we don't need originality. We just need to take all of the most valuable ideas and throw them into an indie game. And it was like, oh, okay. Anyways, that's my initial impressions of it. Yeah, that's my initial impressions of it. And I'll see if that changes if I play again. I suspect it won't. And we'll see. it actually makes you appreciate more what you have with Monster Hunter World. You don't realize, like, the good chunky feelings you get from a powerful weapon, the subtlety of the screen shake, the subtlety of the quality animations that you get, and the particle effects, and just everything. So much in this game is made with high quality design, just high quality design and an understanding of how to make a game feel fun, and it's not present in Dauntless, and you immediately recognize when people say, well, it's like Monster Hunter World but Fortnite. What they mean is, well, it's Monster Hunter World but bad. That's what they mean. It's Monster Hunter World but bad graphics, bad animations, no chunky feeling when you swing your weapon. That's pretty much what they mean. And I think that it will have a certain popularity anyways, pretty much because it's free, but also because Monster Hunter is very slow on getting their content out. If Monster Hunter was very fast on getting their content out, who would play Dauntless? Nobody would play it. You see what I'm saying? Momo says, Gameconomist, indie music with amazing tunes? You mean A Hat in Time. I don't recognize that one. I'll have to look it up later. I'm a big fan of indie game music, if you didn't know that about me. Big, big, big fan. Hi, his in-game name is Passive, by the way. Oh, is he still giving trouble? Okay. I think that calm is... TGC, we've warned and warned. Okay, he's out. Passive. Here it is. Passive Paragon. He's out. Alright. Sorry, Passive. You got people complaining about you. Of course, I didn't witness it myself, but I doubt that they're lying. So I'm just going to trust the other people in the session. If they're lying, I apologize, but they probably aren't. I'm assuming they're not. The rule is, we talked about it at the beginning of the stream. The rule is, Pursuit Level 1, you only gather tracks. And then on Pursuit 2, you attack. This is called track farming. Calm, you snitching? Nier music is amazing. Yeah, music soundtracks for video games can make or break a game. And actually, Monster Hunter, even though it goes for more of a classical sound, with kind of like a classical orchestral sound for their game, they actually have some really good tunes in Monster Hunter World. I especially like the Basilgeuse theme. I don't know about you guys. I think the Basilgeuse, it's just a really well-written song, and you don't appreciate it because it's orchestrated. Orchestrated songs are hard to make. They're hard to make well. A lot of people can make orchestrated music, but it's hard to make good orchestrated music. So it's an orchestra, and it's the Basilgeuse theme, and I really like it. Also, the title music for Monster Hunter World, how calming it is, I think it has a really terrific sound to it. Gameconomist, will you be excited for Nargacuga in Iceborne? I'm excited for Iceborne in general, so I'm excited for anything new. And yes, so the answer is yes, simply. Yeah, Femetto did a video on it, or Fem2, not Femetto, Fem2. Alright, Kulve Taroth is out of here. Nice. Alright, and so our next run is going to be an attack run, and I'm going to be using the weapons that you see on the thumbnail of this video. So we're going to be using a hunting horn. I have to choose a hunting horn out. Which hunting horn should I use? I'm definitely thinking the blaze horn. Let me think. Blaze horn, there's the Devil Joe horn, and there's the sleep horn, but we can't use the sleep horn. So it really comes down to the blaze or the Devil Joe horn. I think we're going to use the well, we're not going to use Draken armor either. So if that's the case, we're going to go with the Vero horn. Yeah. Category hunting horn, because what's making the Lunastra blaze so nice is the fact that you can maintain the white sharpness. Alright, so there's the Deep Vero hunting horn, and here's how you make it powerful. You pair it with handicraft. It's a big deal right there. It's a big boost in damage. And now we want all of the skills that we can add to the build without decorations. Hey, thank you, LabCS. Will you pre-order Iceborne? I did pre-order Iceborne. It was $50. I need to pre-order it on the computer as well. That was a Lab CS. Thank you very much for the donation, Lab. Alright, so Deep Vero, Handicraft Charm, and we're going to go Nergigante Helmet. Another thing is we need to get Part Breaker onto this setup. So we know that part breaker can be set up with the coil. There's the, where is it? Uragon coil gives you 2 levels. And we want to reach part breaker 3. I'm trying to remember if there's another good part breaker, because I know the chest piece can be part breaker and it's pretty good. Uragon male. But if you do that, you're giving up the Kulve Taroth alpha. Actually, I might have a horn budget build. Funny enough, I might have saved it. Kulve budget, here we are. Deep Vero. What did I go with? Oh, I did. Look at that. I went Empress Alpha, Empress Beta, Uragon Coil, Uragon Male, Nergigante Helm. That's exactly what we were going towards. And there's the Handicraft Charm and Deep Vero. So let's pick that up real fast. We'll just take a look at the build. Let me guess, it's going to be wide range 5. It is wide range 5. So wide range 5, weakness exploit, maximum might. You'll notice I don't do any crit boost at all. Part breaker 3, Horn Maestro, free meal, and speed eating. We're going to play team healer. That's what's going on here. Let's go ahead and refresh our items. You know what? What are we going to take? Guess we could take friendship. We'll take the friendship loadout. Alright. And let's have a meal. So I'm assuming you're poor. We're going to go with just the choice platter. The choice platter will max your health out. And this, essentially, it saves you a max potion. Brandon Peng says, Gameconomist, do you have a link to that foraging hunting horn build? Yes, I do, actually. One moment. Let me think about how to get you to it. And let me ready up here. So, it's part of my guide for Kulve Taroth at Pursuit 1. If you look up my Kulve Taroth Pursuit 1 guide, that shows you how, not Pursuit 1, Kulve Taroth, oh, let me look it up for you. I don't remember the name of it. I recently made it. It shows you how to track farm, and it also shows you the foraging build in there. I'll look it up for you. Kulve Taroth. There's a video that did very well, actually. Here it is. It's called Fastest Farm, Track Farm, and Kulve Taroth. Right. We'll just copy that. How did this video do, by the way? Look at my analytics. It did okay. Oh, that's the live stream. No, this is still the wrong video. I was just thinking, like, didn't it get more views than that? We got 2 people ready to go. Why don't we ready up as well? So I'm looking this video up for you at the moment. Oh man, I have a lot of Kulve Taroth videos. Holy cow. Alright, I might be running out of time to look it up. God, I hate YouTube. The studio beta forces you to leave the studio in order to search for things on YouTube. Isn't that nuts? Kulve Taroth track farming. It's got to be under here. Here it is. I found it. There's a stream version and there's a video version. Here's my track farming guide. Includes the forager build. Maybe I should save that. There we go. All right, I'll hit that start button. My teammate's probably going a little crazy there, waiting for me. So what I've come to realize with Kulve Taroth in stage 1 of the fight, or yeah, I'm saying this right, is she's actually very, very easy. So you could make mistakes in stage 1, and the mistakes don't really matter. Really, the only thing that matters is whether you have your lives. These cannons, I get so particular about the cannons, but it's really not a big deal. She's just going to go down fast either way. Oh, come on. She is actually going to show up out of there, and she's going to come through here. What weapons does Gameconomist not have from Kulve Taroth? I'm missing 2 for sure. The Spark Insect Glaive and the Spark Switch Axe. There we go. Trying to get the name out right. Alright. We'll get these buffs going. Our pals just got the attack up extra large buff. Now here's the cool part. We're going to give them some permanent buffs with the armor skin buff. And Mega Demon Drug. Cool, we got the free meal. That's perfect. And we'll use a Might Seed now. So everyone's got lots of extra damage. Yeah, in stage 1, you can really just use your environment to get most of your damage out. I'm not doing anything. Oh, she's moving fast, man. She is moving fast.
You can do this. Over here.
So, one of my goals as the Hunting Horn user will be to spam the attack up extra large and also to eat Might Seeds. So you're going to see me do that a lot because it's very useful if I do that. We already gave everyone the Mega Demon Drug. That's a fairly large boost, I suppose you could say. It stays active until someone dies, right? They have to die to lose it. Have we not broken her horns yet? They're probably going to break her horns on the way over here. Gameconomist, why weakness export if surely you're not going to do critical damage? No, that's not true, actually. You do critical damage with weakness exploit. I'll explain in a moment. So you've probably been told that she has terrible hit zones and it doesn't work on her. But that's not true. When her armor turns red, blunt damage and sever damage do get weakness exploit. Okay? So if you're talking about shot damage will never be able to use weakness exploit on Kulve Taroth. You have one exception for the bowguns is they can use slice ammo, and slice ammo technically counts as sever. So if you have a desire to use slice ammo in stage 4, you might bring like one level of weakness exploit to top off your affinity, but that's about it. But if you're talking blunt and sever, yeah, you absolutely can use weakness exploit. It's just that it only works when she's red. So that's the deal. Okay. Gameconomist, do you hope Capcom reworks Sonic Wave from Hunting Horn? I don't know what to expect for the Hunting Horn from Capcom. I feel like really what Capcom ought to do with the horn is bring it up to par with the other weapons in terms of damage output. Hold on. Oh, I didn't mean to dive evade. And there's the gold plate. So check this out. You actually will see me getting... Look at this. Well, after maximum might kicks in here. There we go. Now you're seeing critical hits. So critical hits are going to land on her horn either way for blunt damage. We're doing terrific damage there too. And when she turns red, we're going to get it as well. But right now, she's not glowing red, so we could actually stop and use Mega Barrel Bombs. What was I saying? Oh, right. Somebody was asking me about Weakness Exploit. Yes, Weakness Exploit absolutely does work on Arch-Tempered Kulve Taroth. What? Why do I have this set up? I don't have the... Oh, that's not smart. I should have the... Oh, it's probably set up as if I had Draken. That's why.
All right.
Ah, there we go. So her mantle is red now, and we're going to get critical hits just like we normally would. She's going to hit us with this. Yeah, she got us. But that's okay. No problem. We'll have a Mega Potion. She's shooting at us. Not gonna get us with that. Sorry, Cole. We know all your tricks. Is this PC or is it Xbox? We are on the Xbox. Oh, she gonna swing that tail. Very sexy. She's not ashamed to show off her body. Oh, I did it again. I want whetstone. So we haven't chipped the horns, and we need to get all of her parts broken at the same time in order to get her to shed. Oh. You always gotta look out for the lava. She'll kill you really fast with the lava. Oh, that hurts. You see, I have too much health. She's not actually able to... Oh, really? Oh, you'd think I'd have the max potion. So here, we're going to give Terror Boy some healing, because he is in that lava, and he was hurt pretty bad. But that's okay. We've got all the heals for him. No problem. We even removed that fire for him. See? So we did that using Wide Range 5, so Terror Boy didn't have to deal with the risk of dying there. I think he was in trouble there. I think he was actually in trouble in that case. Okay, she's going back underground. The horns are chipped. Oh, okay, thank you. I probably just didn't notice. This freaking Gajalaka, man, they're so annoying. We could do a defense up large if we wanted. I think defense up large might actually help with Arch-Tempered Nergigante for bowguns and bows, because it's like borderline threshold of being one shot. So here's the defense up large skill. Oh, I didn't realize she was roaring. She's probably going to roar a second time. Yeah, here it goes. We'll just run ahead. You can see that we actually dodged her roar. Roars are dodgeable. A lot of people didn't know that, I found out the other day when I released my roar guide.
Don't let up.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't know you can dodge the roar. How incredible is that? There's our defense extra large. We're going to go ahead and get a Might Seed. So we're keeping everyone's damage super buffed, so that they do lots of damage. We could probably drop that on her while she's walking.
Look!
What's she going to do? Oh, she shed her mantle. We're just going to drop this anyways. Nope. So the reason I dropped it is because maybe she would have walked forward into it. I've seen it happen, but more likely than not, she's just going to head straight down into the last area. Let's go ahead and get our buffs reset. Also, these Gajalaka are going to interrupt us. Am I a Gajalaka hater? I am a bit of a Gajalaka hater. You know what? I've been liking the Gajalaka more and more lately, though, with their whole, like, they have a trap now, right, where they'll actually grab your monster and hold the monster down for a while and shoot them. That's actually pretty cool. But the Gajalaka are definitely a pain in the butt for this fight. Let's go ahead and put on, I suppose, the Fireproof Mantle. Start with the Fireproof Mantle. So if we could get some mount damage on her early, that would be great. Okay, she's running all over the place like a crazy person. Probably shouldn't do this here. Oh, giant horns chipped. They weren't chipped. You tricked me. You told me they were chipped already. Alright, I'm a little worried if I hit her again, we'll actually get the mount. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. I bet it's 4 hits. Yeah, look at that. It's 4 hits. Oh, she hit me. Could even be 5 hits. Well, our teammates are close enough that we could mount if we wanted. Let's try. No, we missed. She's going to try and smack us with the tail. Speaking of the tail, we have to break that tail off of her. Where's she going? It's not all about mounting her. Somebody's trying to put her to sleep right now. She's mounted? She's mounted. Nice, 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 nice.
We're the ones to get
that was easy. Anime Harem, can you make an elementless switch axe when you can? Yeah, definitely. We'll look into that for sure. Thank you for the donation, Anime Harem. What a name.
Oh my. Oh dear.
Oh dear, her fire attacks. Alright, we're supposed to be breaking that tail off. By the way, let's go ahead and refresh Might Seed for our team. So everyone's got Might Seed right now. Let's get the attack up large going. So what have we done? We've given everyone a fairly large amount of extra damage. I think we can still reach the tail, can't we? Tail's broken. We've given everyone a nice damage buff throughout the whole fight, and we helped proc some mount damage on her early. And now her horns are going to pop right off. I can feel it. She's going to get KO'd like in no time here. Ooh, those guys better be ready. Let's heal them. So Pinhead Dave's in trouble, but we can try to heal him here. He's fine. He got out of there. Yeah, support OP, guys. Support OP for multiplayer.
Watch yourself.
Nice. Let's try and get some extra damage on her while she's going to sleep. Ah, we hit her hand. Alright, we'll get the barrel bombs down. So barrel bombs against Arch-Tempered Kulve Taroth. Do I not have any barrel bombs? Alright, so the build sucks. I don't have any barrel bombs. Barrel bombs, I was about to talk about how big of a deal they are. They are a big deal. Barrel bombs deal tons of damage. the Arch-Tempered Kulve Taroth. So if you want to be able to finish her off quickly in stage 4, you put her to sleep, and everyone uses barrel bombs. There she goes, her horns break right off. Alright, and that was the budget build for the Hunting Horn. I'll show it to you guys again so that you can kind of see what the build looks like. Of course, I showed it to you at the beginning of the fight when we were putting it together as well. Red Rex Rule says, Gameconomist, I need help with the Poison Greatsword build. Should I use Poison Duration up with Pink Raytheon? No, you shouldn't. Crit Ailment with Zora is a much better idea. Yeah, I would go Crit Ailment with Zora. However, the thing is, neither of those are going to be as optimal as just going straight raw damage, even with your Poison Greatsword. That's because not only is poison damage weak, but it's just not that good. No ailments are good on a greatsword. That's the problem. So what was we're take a look at the build right here. Okay. So let me say this about the augmentations. Don't go health regen and attack increase. Go health regen and affinity. We might fix that right now after we're done. Here's the build again. Weakness wide range, health boost, weakness exploit, handicraft, part breaker, maximum might, free meal, and speed eating. This is a budget build. I use only craftable parts, and they're pretty accessible, I'd say. None of that's really too hard to put together. You saw me doing fair chunks amounts of damage to her, giving the team a whole bunch of buffs, and occasionally helping a player who might be in a little bit of trouble. I think Terrorboy might have died earlier, but he did not because we were healing him. I know he was knocked down in the lava, so it would have been close. If maybe he might have been able to farcast out of it before he dies, if he remembered to farcast. Play Dauntless, says King Disrespect. We did. We played some Dauntless yesterday. Yeah. Maybe I'll do another Dauntless live stream soon. So, getting back to what I was saying about ailments. Ailments on greatswords is always bad. So if you build toward the poison damage, you're giving up slots that should have gone for raw damage. So no matter what, it's just going to be a worse and worse build the more you build for the poison. Can't Beat Waffle says, what's the best weapon to use against Kulve Taroth? I guess I'd say whatever weapon you're most comfortable with. All the weapons are totally viable against her. Some weapons do a bit better than others. I would say 2 really good weapons are probably Thunder Dual Blades, Ice Dual Blades, and then Thunder Ammo light bowgun, followed up by a Crowd Control light bowgun or Crowd Control heavy bowgun. Crowd Control bow, a Thunder bow is probably decent. Let's go ahead and collect this.
Good to see you.
Yeah, there's all kinds of good weapons you can use against her. It just depends on what you want to use, really. Some weapons are going to be a bit slower against her, too, though. Like, for example, the Hunting Horn, actually. Hunting Horn's great for helping your team do more damage, but by itself, the Hunting Horn, really, it needs a buff. Alright, so you can see I really didn't get any rewards. We're going to sell all these, and we're going to jump right back over to our Forager build. Yeah, if you liked that run, if you liked the Horn build I showed you, if you thought I did a good job smacking Kulve Taroth in the head, do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. Let's see. Let's use the Forge build once again. And let's empty out our item slots. We will be doing more live streams. I try to live stream every day now. I realize live streaming actually is kind of an important I suppose if you want to call it service or entertainment. The reason why is because when you have a traditional video, it's very hard to interact with the people who actually watch and comment on the video, whereas when you're live streaming, you can actually talk in real time to the people who are watching the stream. So it's really a nice way to get to know everyone. All right, let's go ahead and we're just going to eat the Chef's Choice platter. We're just really eating it for the stamina. Chaplain Dykamos says, Gameconomist, is there a good playstyle using Kulve Taroth armor, since I like how the armor looks versus building off skills? So it depends on what you're talking about. Kulve Taroth armor varies between the alpha version and the gamma version. The alpha version of the Kulve Taroth set, I would say you'd want to use a blade weapon that benefits from free element. So that's the Kulve Taroth full alpha set. If you're talking about the gamma set's different. The gamma set. I would need to look at the gamma set again. I can't remember if the gamma set does free element on any of the parts. The gamma sets, I remember just a lot of handicraft and a lot of agitator. Can we look it up? Not very quickly. Where's the Kulve Gamma helmet? Gamma helmet. Show me the Kulve Gamma helmet. Here it is. Power Prolonger is just okay, I suppose. How about Kulve Gamma Arms? Here we are. Handicraft Constitution, that's just okay. I mean, it has a lot of open slots, so technically you could do a lot with it. It's just up to you. It's not going to be optimal, it's just going to look nice, that's all. Kaiser, meaning no matter what, you're going to give up some damage. Did I even bother crafting? Oh, of course I crafted the Kulve Coil. I remember the Kulve Coil. The Kulve Coil is actually really good. Oh, by the way, I didn't post. I'm so sorry, guys. I was wondering what was taking so long. I'm the silly bean. Alright, here we go. Thanos uses Insect Glaive. That's true. Thanos. Hey, thank you, Zimbubble, for the subscribe. I appreciate that, man. Centra Blue. Hunting Horn plus a large attack buff for a team is OP. But as the Hunting Horn itself, you don't feel it except for clear times being faster despite you doing less. Yeah. Hunting Horns, man. I'd love to see a variety of more interesting Hunting Horn buffs. Ones that feel really interactive. And then at the same time, for the performance and the encore, those are the two attacks where you're bringing the buff out. I would love for them to make them more competitive in the moveset, right? When you use the performance and the encore, you're so susceptible to being killed by the monster because the attack animation takes such a long time to recover from, and the buff doesn't come out until you've been doing the little dance for a while. So I don't know. I feel like they should rebalance the horn to be more powerful. That's all. Like, what if you could roll out of the performance at any point during the performance? That would be nice. Yeah, I'd be a big fan of that. It would just immediately make the weapon more viable, because versus faster, dangerous monsters, you're kind of rolling the dice on whether or not that monster's next move will be a fast attack. We'll have to see. The developers, I'm sure, will do another reveal of Iceborne, and we will find out just how many changes are coming to the weapons. I'm pretty sure they suggested all the weapons are having changes made. Alright, here we are.
There it is.
Oops.
At last.
Opening my map. Don't need my map. Let's jump
Reminds
down.
me of that time.
And we'll grab this
Now get
bug.
out there.
How does the bug support the weight of all 4 hunters? Somebody explain that. Super bug. Man, I'd be scared of that bug kicking my ass. Right, jump up here. I mean, if it's strong enough to hold onto a ledge while 4 humans grapple onto it, that's a strong freaking bug, man. Bug would kill you in your sleep if it didn't like you. Tell me that bug couldn't kill you in your sleep. It could. That's the truth. Mandragora. Devil's Blight. Grabbing the Devil's Blight. Grabbing the honey. The honey. Bear bug. It's all good. Alright, now we have a nice full item pouch of stuff. Nitro Shroom. Oops, did we just jump on the wrong side? Yes, we did. Jump up here.
Over here.
Here's a God Bug. Grab this large barrel as well. Another Nitro Shroom. Some Fire Herb. Look at all this stuff. Who's attacking? He said stop attack. Flame Nut. Mr. Klain, cease. Gameconomist, can we get a video explaining which Arch-Tempered Kulve Taroth and Kiar weapons are good? Because I have a lot. A lot of the Kiar weapons are good. It's kind of an uncomplicated formula. It's like this. If you have a weapon with a very slow attack speed, the Kiar weapons are bad. Most of the bow guns are bad. You've got like one or two of them that are kind of marginally better, but it's hardly a change. For weapons with the fast attack speed, the QR weapons were awesome. QR weapons made elemental builds way more viable, especially for some particular weapons. The thing is, there's so many QR weapons, it would take a long time to actually know which ones are the new meta. So I feel like everyone went out and they made, oh, these are the best new QR weapons, right? They just went out and did that right away. I probably should have done that. It would have got me a lot of views, but I'm afraid I wouldn't have said things that are true. Yeah. Oop. Yeah, some weapons really benefited. Let's grab this. One of the things I want to work on is building a damage calculator soon for that website, Palico Party, that I'm helping with. Yeah, we'll get a damage calculator out, and I think at that point I might start plugging in builds into the damage calculator. Don't know how long it'll take to make it though. Could take a little while. The hardest part of understanding damage calculation on weapons is actually just knowing the formulas. But after you figure out the formulas, the math and everything is actually very easy math. It's like high school math, maybe even middle school math. You're talking about addition and multiplication, and that's about it. It's nothing really complicated. If the community simply knew more about it, they could actually figure this stuff out on their own pretty fast. And you can kind of just eyeball it. Like, if you understand the formulas, you can kind of just eyeball the weapons and be like, this one's going to be stronger. You know what I mean? Alright, let's go ahead and make our jump. The problem comes in when you have two weapons that are very close, and you're like, which one of these is better? That's when you kind of wish you had a damage calculator. But, I mean, if they're really close, you can't be missing out on that much damage if you choose the wrong one anyways. Let's grab this god bug over here. We'll grab this large barrel. We'll grab this fire herb. Gameconomist, can you do a build on QR Buster Bomber? Yeah, I could probably do a QR Buster Bomber build. I've been getting more into the wide shelling gun lances. I feel like the long shelling gun lance, even though it's extremely defensive, it is crazy boring. Long shelling gun lance. Never really did anything so boring. They could give the hunting horn a massive defense bonus during Encore. Yeah, that's true as well. There's all kinds of things they can do to make the hunting horn feel like more of an exciting weapon to play. Right now, my understanding of the hunting horn is you get the attack up extra large buff out, you get the self-improvement buff out, and then you spam note 3 with the occasional mix-up when you need to set up the next melody. And that's about it. It's very much like a hammer, but with a kind of less interesting moveset. I know that sounds mean, but at least the hammer moveset has more of a chunky feeling to it. Look, with the hunting horn, you do this move, this one right here, or you do this move. And that's about it. That's all you need to know about hunting horn. You do this move right here, super pound, or the backswing. There's the backswing. And then you take your melodies, and when the monster's down or it's really safe, you'll do like maybe a forward attack like this, and then you do the, you'll do a forward attack with note 1, and then you'll do the performance, see? Or you'll do a forward attack with the note 3, like this, with the super pound, and then you'll do your performance. And that's it. That's everything you need to know about hunting horn. For those of you who think it's a complicated weapon, it's not really a complicated weapon. A charge blade is a legitimately very complicated weapon. A gun lance is a complicated weapon if you actually use some of its combinations. But nobody does, because all you do is, poke, shell, poke, shell, poke, shell. Anime Harem says, I never use a gun lance. Which would you recommend? Here, recommended gun lances. Well, you have the 2 Rarity 6 gun lances that you can get from Kulve Taroth, the King Bomber and the King Exploder, okay? The one will look like a Bazilgeuse, the other one will look like a Rathalos, a gun lance. And these 2 are very good because the shelling is a level 4 shelling. The melee damage on them will be balls bad. It'll just be really bad melee damage. But the shelling damage will be just as good as any other gun lance with level 4 shelling. So it's a wide shelling and a long shelling gun lance. And what you can do is you can triple augment them for health regen. When you do this and you bring it out into the field, and let's say you have like recovery up on your build as well, you will heal so fast it is ridiculous. And your shelling will be just as good as any high level gun lance with level 4 shelling. So those are really good defensive lances, gun lances I mean. Then you have gun lances where you're trying to optimize damage and you don't really care about health regen. It gets a little more tricky there. I think the general consensus is that wide shelling gun lance with a good melee setup is important here. And I haven't actually done research on the Kiar wide shelling gun lances compared to the old wide shelling gun lances. So you have the water, what is it? Yeah, you have the Taroth water gun lance. And you are probably going to be comparing this to the Kiar Buster Bomber. Kiar Buster Bomber, of course, gets really good blast damage. So if you're fighting a monster weak to blast, I'm pretty sure it's going to be better than the Taroth water. Switch axes Unga Bunga. Chaplain Daikamo says, also Gameconomist, thank you for your video on getting the Temporal Mantle, because I was finally able to get it solo today. I'm glad to hear that. Temporal Mantle is the most powerful mantle in the game. Makes everything a lot easier. Centra Blue says the normal attacks are fun to use and could be complicated, but the need to aim them well and low damage sucks. Not sure what he's referring to. Legendary says, I did just start this game, just got to HR 39. What HR should I be to get to the end game stuff everyone else is doing right now? Yeah, I agree, 50, but you can actually start now on Arch-Tempered Kulve Taroth if you didn't know that, Legendary. So you're in a good stream if you're trying to learn stuff about fighting Arch-Tempered Kulve Taroth at a low level. I think you only need to be Hunter rank level 16 to fight her. And she has like a lot of the end game weapons. So if you want to get some of the end game weapons early, fight Arch-Tempered Kulve Taroth. We'll just drop these off. Let's refresh our items real fast. Look at all these things we gathered. What did we gather? 6 Devil's Blight, 3 Perish Room, really, really good. So let's get, we'll just grab this real fast. We just change out to that for the moment. I don't think that's the item loadout we want though. So, what else do we have to do? We have to do Switch Axe and Charge Blade. Let's see if we had a build set up already under Kulve budget. There is a gun lance. Here we go. So Terra Tyrannus. We're going to be using Terra Tyrannus for the Switch Axe. I actually think this is pretty decent. Believe it or not, Kulve Taroth has fairly good hit zones in Stage 4 versus dragon damage. Yeah, they're not bad. And you can see the builds similar to what we did with the Hunting Horn. The legs are actually different. Can we change the legs? No, we cannot. So the legs are giving us an extra medium decoration slot for Mighty. We can't give that up because we're using a Devil Joe weapon here. And for the items, we're fine with the items. Well, maybe we'll do this items here. This is a more simple version of the items. All right. Let's go ahead and post.
Welcome, welcome.
Oh, actually, we're at, let's see, we're at Pursuit 3. Are we waiting for another team? We are. Let's wait for them to come back. That's fine. Let's go ahead and eat. We'll have a chef's choice platter once again. I like doing budget builds because it adds a little more challenge to the game. Health boost, weakness exploit 3, handicraft, part breaker, divine blessing, maximum might, fire resist, and crit boost. Good combination of damage and defense. If I could have had more crit boost, I would have added more crit boost. We really prioritized the part break between the chest and the waist. If you can build part break with decorations, you can actually bring the Kulve Ire for the chest instead, and this will be a better choice. Luxy said, thinking of getting back into Monster Hunter World, need some motivation. Well, I would say the best motivation for Monster Hunter World is that pretty soon in September, you're going to have Iceborne. So for a lot of players who maybe they started it, but they didn't really finish it, or players who are thinking about getting into the game, they haven't started it at all, now's a terrific time to buy the game, learn what you need to learn, get your gear upgraded, and then you'll be ready for when Iceborne comes out. You'll be ready for that experience. Leon's Fang says, I want everyone's thoughts when Iceborne comes out. Will the monsters have a lot of health because of the armor and weapons and jewels we will have? Very likely. All right, there's Pursuit 4. Let's get started.
Hi.
Kulve Taroth Siege. Oh, I had an idea for background music, by the way, for one of my streams. We could do old RuneScape music. What do you think? Think I'll get demonetized? Here's our player list, by the way. Wow, Half Dan's 995. Yeah, Half Dan's been steaming quite along. Do I have my music turned off? I might have my music turned off right now. I probably do. Yeah, let's add the music back in. Cause I'm not doing background music today. There we go. Christian Alfonso says, "Are you going to play the Darkest Soul of the Monster Hunter games, aka Dauntless?" The Darkest Soul of Monster Hunter games. Is that like a Dark Souls reference? I did play a little bit of Dauntless yesterday. I wasn't a big fan. I'm going to be running it again, probably in another live stream to kind of get another impression of it. I guess a lot of people are playing it, but I just don't know. I don't understand the appeal. And I think probably a big part of the appeal is it's a different game of the same genre. And gosh, that market is just so underserved. So let me go ahead and write your name down there, Christian. Christian Alfonso. Oh, an anime harem. I guess I didn't write his name down. Thanks, man. I appreciate the donations, guys. Luxie says, "I could never decide on a weapon, and I personally enjoy the fashion side a little bit, but layered armor seems very limited." I don't know why it's that way either. So he's right. Layered armor in Monster Hunter World, I feel like they really dropped the ball on layered armor. Like, even if they could only afford to include layered armor if you had to buy it, they would have been better off selling you layered armor. So I don't know what their excuse is for having no layered armor, but it was just shockingly poorly handled. God Terror Boy says, "Gameconomist, the best Dauntless monsters are the very end monsters." I see. So maybe I need to play it for a while and then it becomes more enjoyable? Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll have to investigate that. I didn't like it when it started. It felt very weak. It felt like a very weak game when we started. Iceborne will probably go the Generation's ultimate route with endgame balance. Endgame sets are more tame with skills than the likes of 4U, but all weapons are universally stronger than past games to balance it out. How am I able to read this and play? It's ridiculous. I've been playing Kulve Taroth way too long. I don't even need to look at the screen anymore. Gameconomist, can you change volume from 51 to 50, please?
See you around, buddy.
Somebody having their, there we go. Perfect. All things balanced. That's, oh, shoot. I was just pushing B there. I didn't mean to fire that. All things balanced, as they should be. Jason Dragoon over here having a panic attack. His OCD kicking in. I played Dauntless and I hated the sword. The hammer and the axe are fun though. Keep loading this cannon here. You guys know I have nothing to do other than play games. Time to get that gameplay on. Let's grab this god bug. You'd think playing games all day is actually really good, when in reality, it's like you feel like your health is being drained a little bit when you play games this much. So it's not all sunshine and rainbows, to be honest. Alright, so we're going to be using Mega Bear Wumps. These are what do the good damage to Kulve Taroth in Stage 1. So in Stage 1 of the fight, her armor is definitely going to be red, or definitely not going to be red. And that's why you get your good your good damage from the Bear Wumps. I can talk. Jesus Christ, man. Sometimes you just say the wrong words over and over again. Anime Harem says, "What skills do you recommend on damage gunlands?" Okay, this is a great question. Definitely you're going to be having artillery level 3 and capacity boost in order to max out your shells. That's true for literally every gunlands build.
You're my kind of hunter.
But now you have to figure out how can I get more sharpness and more damage out of my melee attacks. And one of the issues gunlances run into is they're terrible with sharpness. Oh, horn gold plating broken. Oh, I'll just chill out here. I'll just chill out by the cannon. Who cares? She's going to get enraged as soon as she stands back up anyways. So anyways, as I was saying, Gun lances are terrible with sharpness, which means they don't pair with the Draken set very well. I mean, unless you're doing pure melee, which is actually viable on definitely the Devil Joe gun lance if you're doing like ledge hopping and stuff like that. But for regular lances, you might try to build 3 levels of the man, I should make a video on this. On the you might build 3 levels of the Zenjiva set and go for a weakness exploit crit boost handicraft setup.
You ready?
I don't think you do that with the Kiar Buster Bomber because it's all blue sharpness, and I don't think it turns white. Alright, let's catch him at the end over here. Let's catch him outside. Catch me outside, how about that? Jump over here. Grab this wedge beetle. And as you know, we wait here to get 1 jump attack on Kulve Taroth. Gameconomist, how can I create a good build? That's a great question, good player. I actually have a whole video on... Oh, I shouldn't have done that transformation. I have a whole video on quality builds. And if you're looking for advice on how to become powerful and what the meta is, I recommend watching that video. How can I create a good build? You want to get a lot of damage on your build. And you want to make sure you have maxed affinity and white sharpness on melee weapons, and then you pair that with crit boost and master's touch from the set bonus skills. Yes, I can talk. Gameconomist, are you an actual economist? No, but I talk about economics all the time. I love economics. It's a really interesting subject. It's a political subject. It's a finance subject. It's pretty important thing, I'd say. I was originally a finance major in school, and I did take macro and microeconomics when I was younger. Would the Dia skill? Would the Dia skill where you would deal more damage as you lose sharpness? I don't know what you're saying. I think I'm misunderstanding something. Oh, I know what he's talking about. He's talking about the Diablos set bonus skill. What is that called? Bludgeoner? I think he's talking about the Bludgeoner skill. No, not Bludgeoner. No, yeah, it's Bludgeoner. No, Bludgeoner... I can't remember how Bludgeoner works. Somebody explained it to me once. Basically, it's not as good as you think it is. Bludgeoner sounds good in theory, but in practice it's actually kind of bad. You get way more damage from maintaining white sharpness than you do using Bludgeoner. Plus the fact that you gotta have Diablos armor in order to pull it off, and 2 pieces of Diablos armor can't be justified. Diablos skill, I see. Guess we'll sharpen while she's going underground. Man, I feel like I can't keep up with her. By the way, I was looking up sheath times for different weapons. Did you know that the heavy bowgun has the slowest sheath time of any weapon, and that switch axe and charge blade are not far behind? Switch axe and charge blade both have really bad sheath times. I did not know that. I felt like I intuitively kind of knew it wasn't good, but I thought it was like in the range of medium. Are the tool blades good because I'm using them and I can't kill this one monster? The tool blades? He means the dual blades, right?
Keep yourself
The dual
together.
blades are good. Oh, we dodged it. Very good. Shelling just goes off of raw, right? I'm pretty sure,
Keep
yes.
looking. Don't let up. We're bound to pick up the trail somewhere.
Right, so Momo explains it very simply. Bludgeoner does give a damage bonus the lower your sharpness gets. However, this bonus is not better than the white sharpness bonus, so it kind of makes no sense. It would be better for you to just maintain white sharpness with Master's Touch. It'd make a lot more sense.
Look!
Oh, did I miss it? Somebody else got it. Good job. Alright, let's take all her clothing off. We're done. He's going for her arm over there. We'll check this other side of the tail. She's going to shed as soon as she stands up, I'm sure. Yeah, there she goes.
Watch yourself!
She gonna roar? There's the roar. Oh, we actually got a free 300 damage on the tail from that lava pit. Oops. Gameconomist, bringing out your map with the heavy bowgun is faster than sheathing. What? Momo, I gotta test that. That sounds like some really pro.
Out there and show us how it's done.
I'm not gonna curse. Really pro tip right there, if that's true. Oh, I don't even get hit by that. Oh, he still got me with it. Man. Some Kulve moves. Swear to God, man. He did it again. If he does it a third time, I'm gonna be KO'd. Oh my God. He did do it a third time, but I didn't get KO'd.
Watch yourself!
Oops, not what I wanted. That's okay. We'll get this large barrel bomb out. Very important to help your team with damage using this large barrel bomb. Looks like he's gonna get the wake up there. That's fine. And what you could do, actually, you could keep using barrel bombs on Kulve Taroth while she's waking up. They're really that strong.
Watch yourself!
Can I jump off? Nice. This is what I want. Except that I didn't actually latch. I guess it's because she was paralyzed. Wait. Give me the latch here. Give me the latch. Do it. Yeah! We got the latch, guys.
We're the ones
Hell yeah,
that
look
get
at
it
this.
done.
Oh, how do we get knocked off? Oh, we're in trouble. Oh no! We're so dead, we're so dead! Oh, we're out. Did you see that? That's why you have the,
Oh my. Oh dear.
That's why you have your Farcaster set up. Because we were in the lava, we were definitely gonna die. But the Farcaster got us out of there, so we're good. Oh, we're out of Farcasters. We gotta craft more of that for sure. Show me the Farcasters. Crafting list. What are they gonna be under? Pitfall. What are they gonna be under? Here we are. Made out of smoke nuts and excite shrooms. We don't have enough smoke nuts. Alright, so I can tell you what we're going to be making when we come back. It's time to make up some smoke nuts. Bershogun says, Gameconomist, is your real name Dork, and are you from Bosnia? Yes, both of those things are true. I'm Dork, and I'm from Bosnia. Centra Blue says, look, book is faster than a normal sheath. The only problem is you're standing still instead of walking forward slightly. Oh yes, very interesting, you're right. There go the horns. We knew they were going to break quickly. Come on, let me go. Oh, you have to watch this. Gameconomist, latching is weird. It's like not where you're pointing with your switch axe. It's more on the character position. Gameconomist, how can I avoid the attack where Kulve Taroth shoots fire around her on the 4th stage? I don't know what you mean by shoots fire around her. You mean when she's becoming enraged? I mean, when she's becoming enraged, you can get like directly behind her, and then you would be completely safe. Other than that, you can stand in front of her, and when she whips the beam around, the beam doesn't hit. She does have like a Valhazak style beam, if that's what you're referring to. With the beam, you can actually outspace it, or you can run behind her head, and then you'll be behind it. Hello, Dork from Bosnia. I'm Dork from Bosnia. Gameconomist, how can I avoid... Oh, right, that's the same question. All right. So we didn't get to help with the final break, but that's okay because we didn't die. And when you're new to the game, part of your job is to not die. Looking forward to more Arch-Tempered Kulve Taroth on PC next week. Arch-Tempered Kulve Taroth. Man, how many times have I fought her? The fire breath where she melts the floor. When you see her go on her hind legs, run away. Does he mean melt the ceiling? Oh, check it out. We got a gem. How many of those? I had 18 of those. Gameconomist, wouldn't not you play Elementless Switch Axe because one of the donations, or did I miss something? Oh, I forgot, James Dice. He wanted Elementless Switch Axe. No, I just forgot. That's all. Elementless Switch Axe. We could probably do another one. Probably the best Elementless Switch Axe is going to be the Diablo Switch Axe, if I had to guess. Let's go collect our goodies here.
Hello.
All right. And let's see what we got. Air, water. Nothing. Swear to God, man. Swear to God. So, let's check our switch axes real fast. Category. Switch axe. Paralysis. Kiar paralysis. Taroth water. King water. Sleep. Bomber. 6. Stream. Decay. Thunder. Okay, we have a Taroth axe horn. You can see it actually has higher raw than the Terra Tyrannus. It also has the ability to build Elementless. And then if we bring in... Close that real fast. Death Stenchiel. We do reach white sharpness. So this is probably what you would build for Elementless. I'm assuming the Taroth axe horn is very similar to the Diablos switch axe. David Larson, what's up, man? Hi, are you going to live stream some more later? I might live stream Dauntless later. I'm not sure. So we'll have to see about that. For now, let me go ahead and grab my... I'm gonna grab... Oops. Let me grab my forager setup so that everybody isn't in the lobby waiting for me. So I don't want to be rude. Grab this. Will I be streaming later? There's a possibility. Trying to get more content out.
Hello.
Talk to the nice lady. Begin the siege. Alright, let's see what people are saying. Red Rex rules. Gameconomist, will you be doing Ancient Lesson next week on console or Kulve Taroth on PC? Yes. Gameconomist, someone was asking the move where she barfs lava all over the floor. Temporal can't dodge it. I'm saying just run when she goes into that animation. So, when I was more of a Kulve Taroth noob, there was a move that killed me more often than the others, and it's the one where she stands on her hind legs, and then she shoots a strip of lava out, and the lava strip reaches all the way to the other side of the room. So it's a very long-range attack. It's also kind of wide. The trick with that move is she has a very long wind up to it. You always know it's coming, and then you just need to run to your left or to your right, and you're out of it, and that's it. Now, if you're caught inside of it, you know, like maybe you were knocked over and she put it under your feet, you stand up and you immediately use a Farcaster, like you saw me do just a minute ago when I was in trouble. Vampy the Reaper, I've been smashed by ATKT, I'm a new man. It's ma'am. Taroth Water is the best raw switch axe. Okay, Taroth Water, thank you. Minx, the Nergigante, the Nergi Y made AOD the best raw switch axe. Oh, snap. Listen to this. TGC, you can already change your weapon on Dauntless. You just need to click on the sword icon. Okay. I will change it to whatever weapon you guys want me to use. If you have the Taroth Buster Poison Gun Lance, then you can use that for a Slap Lance build. Right. I don't do Slap Lance very often, and when I do, I just use the Devil Joe Gun Lance. It's an okay playstyle, I guess. David Larson, sweet, sounds good. I'm going... Been a tough week. Lost my job. Didn't really understand why, so that sucks. David. Jesus, man. Well, I hope you have a better week, and I hope you get a nice job as well. I believe in you, David. Lost my job. Man, that is tough luck, David. I'll hire you on, and we'll do streaming duos or something like that. I have no idea. Now, don't let me tell you that. You don't make any money online, anyways. Yeah, playing video games, not the best paying kind of job. But yeah, I hope you have have a good time finding a new job. Honestly, David, every time I got a new job, it always paid more than the last. So I hope something like that is what's going to occur for you as well. Every time I got a new job, it was a better job. So I hope it turns out like that for you. God Terror Boy, Vampy, how? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just reading the comments like it's a list here. Let's get started. Man, that sucks. Yep, I had a number of jobs. Where'd I work? I started out at Target. Technically, I started out for my dad, working for him. Then I worked at Target, and then I worked at Sam's Club, and then I worked for Coca-Cola. And then finally, I worked in IT for a bank. That was my last job before I started doing YouTube full time. Now I do YouTube. Gameconomist, will you do a video or something for item loadouts? When I hunt, I always have trouble finding my items. Like, is there a certain order to put the items in to scroll them easier? Having an efficient item loadout and efficient use of the radio menu is a subject that I have been getting better at over time. I've played the game for almost 2,800 hours now. I'm actually past 2,700. I found out the other day. When you add my hours in from the computer, it's ridiculous. And yeah, my understanding of the item loadouts just keeps evolving. And funny enough, I feel like it's actually a big part of your skill as a hunter is to properly use your items. And there are different styles, I would say, of setting up your item loadout, and I think that I do want to make a video on that very soon. Maybe this week, maybe next week. I have a lot of things in the oven right now. Making a lot of videos. Devil's Blight. It's all about finishing editing them, honestly. So I have them started, but not finished. How's it going, Yash Jalem? Thanks for joining the stream. Oops, sorry, I'm a little distracted. David Larson, we believe in you. You'll get a nice job, man. Yeah, like I said, my best job was always whatever job I had. It was whatever job I had next. I never had a good job if I stayed, because there were some jobs I stayed at for a long time, and they never give you a good raise. All of my biggest pay raises were when I went to my next job. That was always my largest pay raise. Anime Harem says, what's your favorite shelling type for Gunlance? I want to say shelling, because it has crazy range and fair damage. However, over time, because I want to do more damage with the Gunlance, it's become wide shelling. Just because wide shelling's melee style, where you poke and then you shell, it outdamages long shelling by quite a bit. So over time, it's actually becoming the wide shelling. Archer says, hi man, in one of your videos you said you didn't like that the decorations had different names than the actual skills they give, but did you know that you can switch the display to the skill name? Yes, I know this. That is something I've known for a while. Lone Grunt says, took a while getting used to that. The radio menu reset everything I swapped loadout, but yeah, of course. So everyone gets tricked by that when they're first starting to learn how to use radio menu. You have to save your item loadout in order to save the changes you made to your radio menu. Yes, sir. Wait, we're not on an attack run, right? We're in a gathering run? Yeah, we're in a gathering run. Gameconomist, is there a recommended Libogan build for part 4, or should I just go to the dual blade builds? Well, you could just continue to use whatever your Libogan build is, and you can just use slice ammo. Slice ammo does a fair job on her horns. You know, when she goes to sleep, put your Wyvern Blast down. It's not optimal for damage, though. No. If optimal Libogan damage for stage 4, I'm not exactly sure what it is. Optimal damage for Lightbogans in stage 4. It might be rapid fire ice ammo? No, well, it could be. It might be rapid fire ice ammo. I'm trying to think what else it could be. The only other thing I can... Well, it's not going to be normal ammo, too. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's rapid fire ice ammo. I'm pretty sure that's the optimal damaging ammo type for stage 4 Kulve using a light bowgun. However, a lot of people just bring slice ammo and finish with that. Gameconomist, the skill is called Free Element, the decoration is called Release Jewel, and the charm is called Awaken. Probably the thing I hate most is the inconsistent names. Yeah, it's frustrating. Yeah, it's frustrating. You have to be like an encyclopedia in order to play this game and talk about it well. Mr. Clean got disconnected. Oh no. Kiar Blitz Ice for stage 4. Yeah, that sounds right. Because you know that the shot damage isn't going to be any good. And you know that the slice ammo is just okay. Yeah. Not really anything else to use. You could use like sticky ammo on the Devil's Madness. But if you're going to use sticky ammo, you might as well use Magna Gametis. And then Magna Gametis comes with sleep ammo and paralysis ammo as well. So why wouldn't you use that? Is spread ammo good for Kulve Taroth in any stage? No. I mean, if you can get static affinity on the spread ammo for stage 4, it would probably be okay. Yeah, it would probably be okay in stage 4. You'd probably be hitting like 20s. Nothing too crazy. Yeah, maybe we'll do a ice ammo build sometime soon. So, usually when I show light bowguns on stage 4, I just use slice ammo, so that's all you ever see me using, but ice ammo against her is pretty legit. Main Noodle says, I'm Mr. Clean. Did you make a video on the top Kiar weapons, your opinion that is? No, I have not. People have asked for that video a lot, and it's just, I don't know, a video that's not... I don't know, maybe I should just do it. It's not at the top of my list of priorities, honestly, but everyone seems very interested in it. I've had that question a lot. It'd be a very long video. And I don't exactly know how important it is. Jump over here. Best Kiar weapons. All of them. What is your least favorite weapon? So he might be asking what my least favorite weapon class is. And I would have to say probably Sword and Shield. Probably Sword and Shield. I think Sword and Shield has the least interesting moveset. It has the Falling Shield Bash. The Falling Shield Bash is interesting because when you're using that move, the little hop you do when you're stepping back actually has iframes to it. So you can dodge through a monster's attack when you get really good at that backstep, and then the Falling Bash, it looks cool, but it gets kind of repetitive fast. The other, and then if you're using chops, which sometimes is optimal to use chops with your sword and shield, it's just kind of unexciting. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Second least favorite weapon? I don't know. That's a tough question. I almost want to say dual blades. And with the dual blades, I would say one of the reasons I don't like them is because they're maybe too easy. You just kind of go into... Yeah, I don't know. They just feel easy. They don't feel that complicated. Could just be me. I want my weapons to be a bit complicated. Yeah, they should require mastery. Reza says, Gameconomist, don't you think it's funny how everyone first hates on James Charles, and since his new video, everyone acts like they never doubted him? Uh-oh, tea time, guys. Bring your receipts. Yeah, I love, if you guys didn't know this about me, I actually love gossip and drama. I love both of those things. I don't watch a lot of television. I don't watch a lot of movies, but I love gossip. So that is one of the things that's very entertaining to me. And I have actually kind of kept up with the whole James Charles thing. And, you know, it's just what it is. Who's the lady who didn't like him? Tatiana or something like that? She did seem kind of predatory. And I don't know. I guess I'm kind of doing YouTube, and I relate a little bit to the sort of petty squabble that's almost, I want to say, like a strategic takedown or strategically created drama that would grow your channel. You know, that kind of stuff is measurable. It's if you want to use the word, is something that you can predict for. And so there are ways to grow your YouTube channel from creating drama around people, and it's kind of a nasty thing, I guess. I don't know. So what did we say we're going to do? Elementless switch axe. That's what we're going to do because someone did a donation, and I feel like we can't reject that then, right? That would be unfair of us. I'm here to entertain you, and especially people who want to pay me money. So somebody was saying that the Taroth horn is now the best damaging switch axe because of the Nergigante set. I'm presuming it's because you have a change in the Nergigante chest or something that allows you to reach higher positive affinity. That's my guess. Let's do it. Taroth horn, and we would build Draken Armat. Let's build full Draken first of all. Draken male. Actually, let's do Teostra set because we are fighting a very fiery monster. Tea time. Oh my god. All right, and we want the Nergi chest, I imagine. The new Nergi Gamma chest. Nice. And for the coil, we could probably go... Here's the Nergi coil. It's actually not bad. Yeah, we might just go for that Nergi coil. Well... No, we're not going to... Will we? I don't think so, actually. We might go for the Kulve coil. Yeah, Kulve coil it is. Sorry, I would be reading the comments, guys, but I am live, and I need to make this build. We're going to go with the white sharpness down here. And then we are... David Larson, don't donate to me if you're looking for a job. I'll be back later. Have fun, guys. I'm with family. My sister just got home from London. Looking forward to another stream later. David, thank you very much. You have fun with your family, David. All right, so we went handicraft. And let's go ahead and finish it to... I bet it only needs to go up to 4, doesn't it? Yeah, it only needs to go to 4. Now we need to get the affinity up to 100. Tenderizer 3. Crit boost. We ideally would want crit boost 3. Looks like we're reaching it. And max might 3. Oh, you know what we need? We need to drop 1 crit and swap it out with Elementless. Alright, so far so good. How's our affinity look? 30%. Still kind of low. I mean, technically, I could augment for double affinity to bring it up to 45. So technically, I could bring it up to 45. You can't bring it up any higher than that. So I don't know about that. I don't know how I feel about that. Yeah. Let's go. Let's add some health boost in there, so I don't die on my first shot. We're gonna play without part breaker. I'm sure my teammates will be able to bring the part break, and they will easily finish it off for us. We'll eat meat. Wow. We'll eat meat platter. I'm trying to think if there would be any changes from the Draken set. The Draken set might be able to pull off attack boost. We'll use this one here. Yeah, the Draken set might have attack boost additionally. Very close.
Hi.
So this is not the budget part of the stream. This is the... Somebody gave me a donation and asked for a specific build. They want to see raw switch axe. That is what I'm using. Actually, is power file, huh? Yeah, no, we're fine. This is the setup that I went with in the end. We do have some decent... If you look, we have 14 fire resist. I guess we could have eaten for elemental resist large, but we ended up eating for what, attack up large probably. But yeah, here's our setup: max crit eye, max weakness exploit, maximum might, I almost said maximum might. We don't have any augments on it. It's because I don't have the... Honestly, I don't have the gems for it. It would be at 40% if I had the correct augmentations. And of course, excuse me, if I went with the double affinity augment, it would be at 45. Drop handicraft and augment double affinity. Drop handicraft. I think I know why he's saying that. Is he saying that it's because I would instead build for... I know why. I know why Minx is saying that. Is because if I drop handicraft, I can afford the attack boost charm. If I can afford the attack boost charm, those last two decorations can be attack boost 4 and 5. Attack boost 4 will give me 5% more affinity, bringing me up to 35. The double affinity augmentation will bring me exactly up to 50, which is exactly what you need to maintain your sharpness all the time using your Master's Touch. I see what you're saying, Minx. So you're saying that attack boost 5 and the 100% affinity is making up for the loss of white sharpness, huh? Is that what that's what your claim is? It's kind of interesting. I would feel like, yeah, I don't know, interesting. Switch axe with no evade extender? We got a pro here. Not really. Gameconomist, the total raw is so high, it does more than all the other switch axes, even without white sharpness. Okay. Very cool. Very cool. He didn't change mantles. Thanks for the reminder. Let's go get the correct mantles.
Reminds me of that time. Now get out there.
We'll bring the Fireproof Mantle.
You ready?
Fireproof is very valuable in Stage 4. I'll grab one of these as well. Stones. So no part breaker on this build. Technically, that's not how you would make a Kulve Taroth build. Sparks Carnival, please buy a new television. Also, Dauntless sucks. We got Dauntless lovers and Dauntless haters in here. We're going to have a civil war. Grab our fire herb.
See you around, buddy.
And she's on her way. So we didn't get to operate the cannon because we jumped into the tent and didn't really get to take advantage of the cannon. So that cannon looks like it's already been filled. Yes, it has been. And we're going to point it this way. I gotta sneeze, man.
Look!
Oof. Triple sneeze, everyone. Jesus Christ. Now my nose is all running. Alright, so she's going to run forward and we're going to drop the ledge on her. Drop the boulders on her. Now my nose is still itching like it needs to sneeze more. She's moving. Alright, very good. And we'll release these as she's standing up. Alright, here we go. First boulder down. Gold plating broken. Nice. So we're going to load this back up. What's your favorite monster? I've always said that in terms of like fashion, Lavasioth and the Uragon are two of my favorite in the game. Yeah. If you're talking about fight, I think Nergigante is really fun. Well-designed monster. Very innovative fight. I don't want to say like very innovative, but I mean like is a good innovation. Christian Alfonso, what was the thing that impressed you the most when you started playing Monster Hunter World? Oh, and I bet that Tigrex will be your favorite monster when Iceborne comes out. That's a great question, actually. So, your question, what impressed you the most when Monster Hunter World came out? So, it was a totally new experience to me. I hadn't felt any of the... Yeah, I guess it's like... For people who have been playing the game for a long time, your first experience would have been on a very outdated graphics console, right? With probably a lot of the quality of life that doesn't exist in World. And it was just a very smooth experience of a game that had these large monsters. And what I remember is that when I went off to fight these monsters, even ones today that we consider like pushover monsters, I thought the game was really difficult. That was my first impression. So you had these big monsters, and they were actually really challenging. Over time, however, I kind of became an expert at the game, and monsters that I once thought were difficult were actually extremely easy. So one of the things that really left an impression on me when I started was, wow, these monsters are really difficult. And today I can say that there's all these very particular skills you learn how to do with builds, with outspacing the monster's moveset, being able to iframe through the monster's moveset, being able to min-max your builds, knowing which weapons to choose for your builds. When you pick all that information up, the game takes on kind of a new life where it doesn't have a kind of like first date feeling anymore, but now it feels kind of like, here you are, you're an expert of the game, and you're trying to get a good run in. So that's how it's changing over time. There was a bit of a sense of like mystery and awe to the game when I first started it. Especially I remember I felt that when I fought Valhazak for the first time. I did not expect the game to have kind of a darker tone to it at all. Not that I'm unfamiliar with darker tones in video games, because I had just come off of playing like 2,500 hours of Dark Souls. I'd just come off of that. So when I got into Monster Hunter World and they had Valhazak, I'm like, oh, this is good. But I would say it's a bit short-lived, because it's not like there was a lot of other scary monsters in the game. All you had was pretty much just Valhazak and Odogaron. There were also things I came into the game not liking. I thought that some of the armor in Monster Hunter World was too cartoony, believe it or not. A little too cartoonish for the very serious tone that the rest of the game had. And then, of course, one of the biggest changes I felt that I felt was unnecessary was that the armor in the game really looked ugly when you mixed it, and you had to mix the armor. Like, you were never building a full set of one armor. So I was really kind of disappointed with that. And they never changed that too. So as I understood the game better, what I realized is they could do layered armor, and this would allow you to have fashion in the game. But they actually just never did layered armor. They're like, here's the 5 layered armor sets. They're all ugly. Go go screw yourself. No. Oh no, I'm dead. I'm dead, guys. This is me dead. Yeah. Oh, it was close. It was close. If anyone had life powders on the team, they could have tried to save me. That was what happened to Terra Boy, by the way, when I said last time that maybe we saved him. He was kind of in the same position I was in right there. Yeah, you don't have... Unless your weapon sheaths very quickly, you don't have time to get out of that when you stand back up. That's why her Lava Breath is like her most dangerous move. Alright, we're on our way.
Keep yourself together.
Yeah, so there were actually things I was critical of when I started playing the game, and one of the primary things is that the armor just looked so bad when you mixed it. Now that I've played the game for thousands of hours, I don't really look at the armor anymore. I really don't. But I had come out of a game, Dark Souls, where kind of the way you looked was, you know, a part of the feeling of the game. And if you guys were to play a game like Dark Souls for a long time, you would feel that too. You'd be like, wow, I look cool, and the fight is cool. In Monster Hunter World, you mostly just look kind of goofy. And you can layered armor to get away from that with a few layered armor sets, or especially if you're on PC, you can get away from it. Like this guy playing Street Fighter and he's got like a mantle on, he just looks like a goofball. It's not his fault, it's just the game. So Capcom never really did anything with fashion in the game. Also, you know, another thing I found confusing about the game was why there were so many weapons. In other games that I've played, there are a lot of weapons, and they all kind of have a purpose. In this game, like 99% of the weapons have no purpose at all. 99% of the weapons in this game are just weaker versions of what you should be using. They all have the same exact moveset, the same range, the same attack speed, the same sheath time. They're all the same, right? All the switch axes, but 99% of them aren't usable when you compare them correctly. So that was kind of a surprise and kind of a criticism of mine when I came into the game, because the artists go through all this trouble of creating, this visual elements for, let's say, like an Odogaron weapon. But the truth is only 1 or 2 Odogaron weapons are worth using. Or for example, the Odogaron The Otogaron Lance, I think, is the only Otogaron weapon I've ever really seriously used. Because you wouldn't want to use any of the other ones. They're too weak. They're too weak. Gameconomist should see some of the old try or 3 ultimate builds. Monster Hunter makes sure you always look like a doofus. No, I believe you. If this is their style, I believe you. Alright, we'll run over here. As you guys will recall, I don't have Part Breaker on the set. I'm supposed to have Part Breaker. Oh no. Oh, nice, nice. Oh, it missed. Damn, I thought that was gonna land. I didn't fire that. That was somebody else shooting it, but I would have shot it too. Alright, we need to get to the back. Yeah, 2 things. Really not that great of fashion in this game, which is surprising because it's not too hard to introduce fashion into a video game, and players love fashion. And the second issue, 99% of the weapons are totally irrelevant. There's like 1 great sword you need. There's hundreds of great swords. I don't know the precise number of great swords, but there's probably over 100. I think, yeah. And really only 1 great sword matters, the Wyvern Ignition Impact Greatsword. And how do you get it? You get it by playing this ridiculously easy quest, and then you just have the most powerful weapon in the game, and you're done. And that's it. So I do have a criticism of that as well. It kind of destroys the end game, doesn't it? You're not really earning anything meaningful. Like, we're fighting Kiar right now, and she's not even the most difficult. Extreme Behemoth, if the end game was made properly, the Extreme Behemoth would have the best rewards in the game. That's how the rewards should work in a game. The more difficult the activity, the better the rewards. That's how it's supposed to work. In this game, it's like, you play every Hunter's Dream and you're done forever. And now it's just about speedrunning. So, I'm not like hypercritical of it. I just wish that maybe you had more variety. Oh, I did not expect that. I wish that you had more variety than just 1 greatsword to play from, and yeah, that's it. That's my main criticism of the game. That's right, I criticize games. I do that. I could probably write game reviews. I'm a very critical person. Corn Boy, I saw your video on Dauntless, and I'm so glad someone else agrees that it is so boring. People are telling me that the end game for Dauntless is good. We're going to play it again and try to get a better understanding of it to make sure I haven't judged it too soon. But just based on the graphics, the frame drops, the total lack of innovation, by the way. Oh, what am I doing? Just based on those things, I suspect my valuation of the game isn't going to change at all. Oh. The music. Why is it so hard to hit his tail, man? Whoa! Oh, we dodged it. How cool are we? Oh, he's in the wrong position right now because we are going to chop this tail up like crazy.
Whoa!
Oh my. Oh dear.
Tail broken. Nice job, everyone. Alright, we're gonna... Oh, what's he doing here? We're gonna get away from that. And we're gonna try and sharpen real fast. Alright, there we go. They're putting her to sleep.
Watch yourself.
We gotta get our... Maybe we gotta craft it. Oh, what's this? Can we craft it? Yeah, we can craft it. We're good. You come down into stage 4 of Kulve Taroth with no barrel bombs, you're a goof. Who's got the best wake up? Shanks does. Shanks taking forever. I hate that wake up with the gray sword. It is the slowest wake up. Everyone's gonna wait like 5 minutes. for the slowest wake up ever. Watch us lose now because of that. Yeah, I get so tired of like the 5-minute wake up attacks. Like we could just be attacking her, you know what I mean? Get away from that.
Watch yourself.
Instead, we're all staring at her. I've come to the conclusion I'm not a fan of the wake up attack on Kulve Taroth. Yeah, I've come to that conclusion. Momo, Gameconomist, you are losing your sharpness for doing the repeatable spins too much. Repeatable spins. Oh, he's talking about the wild swing, I think? Yeah, the wild swing. It triggers me every time Gameconomist ruins wake-ups and boulders. Getting triggered over here. She's dead though, man. She's dead, and we didn't wait 25 seconds for the goddamn true charge. Like if I knew we were going to wait for true charge slash, I think I would have just gone straight for the wake-up and just gone for it, man. I hate the... You know what, and that's just my opinion, by the way. I probably suck, and Shanks should probably do the full true charge slash. I'm just so tired of waiting for the long... Everybody's like, okay, I'm going to get the best wake-up ever here, guys. Everybody who has a good wake-up weapon. The exception is like maybe the wyvern ammo on the heavy bowgun, because what do? They just walk forward and they're like, here we go, right? But like you got like the hammer guys are like, this is going to be perfect. Charge blade guys, it's just like, can we all start attacking her? You can wait like half a minute for one player to get a nice damage multiplier on one attack, or all 4 players can immediately start doing damage to Kulve at the same time, like as soon as the barrel bombs are down. What's actually going to do more damage? I will tell you. 4 players doing damage will do more damage. 1 player doing a good wake-up attack, what that will do is it will skip you ahead in the fight safely. So getting a wake-up attack on maybe like Extreme Behemoth is meaningful, like a really good wake-up, but it's just, we don't need a special wake-up attack on an easy monster, you know what I mean? Like, the monster's easy, let's just kill him. I don't want to wait half a minute for one sleep attack, or a full minute for a sleep attack. I just want to kill him, damn it. Brashogun says, Gameconomist, do you ever need art for thumbnails and such? Brashogun, is funny you brought this up. Quip, who's the main, I guess you would say, developer of my Palico Party website, was just asking me if I knew anyone who wanted to help with maybe the logo or some of the art on that website. For my own channel, I've thought about making an improvement to my primary logo, the spiral logo. So it's not something that I haven't thought about. I just haven't worried about it for now. So the answer is yes. Yes, to a degree. I'm not like going out of my way to get an artist to help. I tried to get an artist to help once from Reddit, and I got yelled at by everyone. And then I was like, fine, I will just do all of my own art. All right, well that was the build. Let's take a look at the build once again. Minx was telling me that we could change this build so that we drop Handicraft 3, right? We're gonna drop the charm, trade it out with attack boost, okay? And then you bring the attack boost up, and then what you do is you augment for double affinity, all right? So that's what Minx was telling me, and he's saying the raw damage from that is actually better than the multiplier you would have gotten from white sharpness. Okay. So yeah, it's very interesting. We'll have to try that later, but that was the build I was using at the time. And apparently it was not optimized. So this is the budget build video. We've done Switch Axe, we've done Hunting Horn. Let's get the Forager out of the way. Wow, we might not have time to get all these budget builds done. We've got a Pursuit 1 run out to get out of the way. What are we at? We're at 1 hour and 44 minutes. We might not get all of the weapons done. Maybe I'll have to update the thumbnail.
It's so good to see you.
All right, let's get this started. Mink says, Gameconomist should ask the EU and North America group speedrunners if the wake-up matters. I don't know who you're referring to. Jack Jukaz says, what budget heavy bowgun do you recommend for Kulve Taroth? Definitely the Griffin Bazooka. Griffin Bazooka doesn't need ammo up, and it's just really good for Kulve Taroth. Yeah, big fan of that one. Bro Shogun says, Gameconomist, what's the best place to PM you at? Definitely on Discord. So if you jump into my Discord server, what you can do is you can send me a private message, and you can ask me whatever you want. When it comes to, here's the deal, Bro Shogun, when it comes to things like logos, I've been using Photoshop for about 1.5 years now, and I'm actually not that bad myself at this point at editing logos. It's just a matter of whether I get up and actually do it. And I've also gotten pretty good at, whenever I don't know something, I know how to look it up online. So am I looking to hire an artist? Probably not. Do I want to work with an artist who just, I don't know, wants to work with me because he likes me? That I can talk about. But again, I don't actually, I'm not like dying to have an artist. And that's not me being cheap. I just don't actually, like I said, I've been using Photoshop for like 1.5 years now. I've got a grip on it. I've used a lot of different things on it at this point. But yeah, you know, if you want to talk to me about working with me on something for fun, we can have some fun together. I don't care. You know, Quick Quip could always ask me to do the logo. It'd probably take me like 20 minutes. Mink says, Gameconomist, guys like Shep or Fem2 or the other arena guys, I actually think many of them would end up agreeing with you on certain monsters that the wake up isn't all that important. Well, if you're talking about speed running, definitely wake up's not important. Wake up actually, when it comes to speed running, you lose a lot of time if you actually spend too much time on the wake up attack. So yeah, that's definitely true. But that's for speed running. We're talking about wake up attacks in casual gameplay. The reason a good wake up attack is nice in casual gameplay is because what you're really talking about is taking away a large chunk of the monster's health while they're sleeping. If you can do that, it's a very safe way of jumping forward in the fight, progressing in the fight, right? So Nergigante, Arch-Tempered Nergigante, you put him to sleep while he has the white skull above his head, so he's officially as fast and dangerous as it's going to be. If you do that, you can, you know, not have to fight him with all of his deadly moveset as much. But however, if you're fighting a monster that you feel really confident against, just kind of standing there and waiting for somebody to get one true charge slash out is just kind of like, come on, we could all be attacking the monster, all 4 of us. We're waiting for one guy to use one move that'll get a bonus multiplier. I swear to God, 4 people doing damage at the same time is just way faster, way better than one person getting a wake up. And it's very nitpicky if you're really, you know, getting it down to those little details. It's a very nitpicky excuse. The real reason I do it is because I'm impatient. I can't stand waiting. I was like, come on, it's just Kulve Taroth. Can we wake her up? Can we start beating her up again? Right. So it's mostly just impatience. Shogun says, Gameconomist, that's great to hear. It would be just for fun. Okay, very cool. Yeah, feel free to contact me if you know, if you want to help maybe on a website or something. I can point you to Quick Whip. The thing is, I don't want to get your hopes up either. I actually had another guy who wanted to make stuff for me, like thumbnails and stuff like that. The truth is, he wasn't very good, so I actually had to turn him away. That sounds mean, but it's just how it is, you know. It's just how it is. So I don't want to like get your hopes up or anything, but yeah, feel free to contact me. Have you found the Tsuchinoko? Yes, I have. I've caught him like 12 times, it feels like. Every time I see him, I capture him just for fun. And I've seen him, because I've fought Kulve Taroth probably like over 1,000 times now, I've caught him many times. Is Kulve Taroth out for PlayStation 4? Yes, she is. Chaplain Daikamo says, what is a good budget charge blade build to use with the skills from the Kulve Taroth Gamma set and any decoration skills in slot? That's a very specific thing to ask me, Chaplain. I can tell you, if you're talking about budget charge blade builds, you're very likely talking about the Diablos charge blade or the Terrathorn charge blade, which is what we can use that next if you want. But if you're talking about using it strictly with the Kulve Gamma set, I would need to put on the Gamma set to know. Ninja Bear, there we go. Ninja Bear, what's the best monster to get the best jewels from. So if you're looking to farm up decorations, we have 2 event quests, one called The Name's Lavasiath. That's your #1 method of getting rare decorations. The second method would be The Greatest Jagras. However, those are only available during festivals. So during non-festivals, your best method is to fight Tier 2 monsters. Tier 2 monsters include Odogaron and Legiana. What you want to do is you want to get the purple investigations that have purple rewards, right? You get that from the research center or whatever. Yeah, get Legiana, Odogaron, Buragon, Lavasiath, Rathalos. I think Pink Rathalos counts. Azure Rathalos counts. Who else is a Tier 2 monster? I'm trying to think. I think that's all of them. I'm probably missing one. Get purple investigations on them, and then just burn through those purple investigations very quickly, very efficiently, and you will get your decorations. Christian Alfonso, very generous today, man. He says, you should check out the Skill Up review. He brought something very good about the learning curve, and I would like to see you reacting to one animation from Terminal Montage Jeremy. It is hilarious. Or you're talking about the review of Monster Hunter World? Is that what you're talking about? Or are you talking about the review for Dauntless? Check out the Skill Up review. He brought up some very good... Okay, yeah. He's either talking about the Dauntless review, or he's talking about the Monster Hunter World review. Chaplain Daikomos. Alright, that's fine. Thanks for helping me out. No problem. No problem. Yeah, when we're talking about budget builds with the Charge Blade, usually you're talking about using the Taroth Horn Charge Blade or the Diablos Horn Charge Blade. You're going to pair that with Charm Slot's going to have Artillery 3, and your waist is going to have the, is it called Heavy Metal Coil? I think it's called like Heavy Metal Coil. That's going to give you the magazine. It's going to give you the capacity boost skill. The decoration's called magazine. God, why do they have 2 different names for the same skill? Gajira Earth says, Gameconomist, will you do guides for the new monsters in Iceport? No, I refuse. I will do no more guides. Only funny videos. Only meme videos. Dieter Peter says, Pink Rathian counts as well as Lavasiath. Okay, so I did mention Pink Rathian, so I was right about that one. It's easy to forget what's a Tier 2 monster. Remember Hedgehog? He found my Xbox account. What do you mean? Like he found and he stole it? I don't even know what you're talking about. And yes, I remember Hedgehog. He's got the Hedgehog as the thumbnail. I forgot Diablos and Black Diablos. And Basilgeuse. Okay, yeah. I forgot 3. Diablos, Black Diablos, Basilgeuse. Those are all the Tier 2 monsters, and if you do the Tempered Investigations, and you focus on the Tempered Investigations with the largest rewards, you know, the most number of rewards, you will get your decorations about as fast as you can. Which is not going to be fast. I finished my reward collection at like 2,500 hours, by the way. Was it 2,500? It was like 2,300. And I still, to this day, I have 1 focus decoration. Just 1. So all you need is 1. But just really think about that. 1 focus decorations, 2,700 hours later. The one fellow that would say, Games-san... Games Oni-chan. Ooh. Oni-chan? Pickle is Tier 3. Yes, this is correct. Pickle, Devil Joe, yeah, he doesn't get counted as a Tier 2 monster. He's like in his own special group. He's not an Elder Dragon, but he's not Tier 2. Isn't that strange? Isn't that weird? $70k Q? I don't know what you're talking about. Oofed. Oofty poofty. Chaplain Daikomos says, I wish I could forget the B-52. So many problems with home bombings out of nowhere when I was trying to rank up. You know, I never reached that point where I thought that maybe Basilgeuse was ironically funny or annoyingly funny, or like, I never actually reached that point. The whole time for me, Basilgeuse was strictly annoying. Not in a funny way, in a this lowers the value of the game way. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I agree with the design decision on Basilgeuse. The problem is, Basilgeuse is in too many of the matches. It's just like, you think you're going to have a normal match, you're not. You're going to have a Basilgeuse match, and you're either going to use dung pods, rather than fighting the monster, you're going to shoot dung pods, or you're going to have Basilgeuse mess up your fight for like 5 minutes. Yeah, not a big fan. We don't have to deal with Basilgeuse when we fight Kulve Taroth, at least. That's nice. You don't realize what you have. Any recommendations on fighting Tempered Devil Joe as it's coming to PC soon? Don't die. I don't know. Use traps on him. He's susceptible to traps. Yeah, traps. Mounting is pretty good. His hit zones change when he turns red. He becomes tougher when he turns red. Let's see. Right, so I said we would do a charge blade. Let's do a charge blade. Actually, let's check and see if we already have a charge blade set up. Budget builds. What do we got? There's Griffin Blazuka. Here we go. Taroth the Strong Arm Horn. Right here. Right. Let's get our items swapped out as well. Oh, no. We will. Oops. Oops. Here we go. Got it. Gameconomist, a minute ago, I tried to log into Dauntless. It gave me a 70,000 people queue. Yesterday, it was like 200,000. So, was it? Or was it 20,000? No, it was 20,000. Never mind. It's because it's the weekend. Oh, man. The weekend. I bet it's so busy right now. What am I doing here? I want the Kulve Siege. Okay, we got a group. We're waiting on a group. Yeah. Let's go ahead and eat. Let's take a look at this build again. We got feline insurance. I wasn't even paying attention. That's nice. Now when I die, I won't affect my team. So, look at that. We have fire resist of 20. That's pretty good. Equipment info. What do we got here? So, non-elemental boost, incapacity boost, and artillery, and focus. That's where we're getting all our damage. Part breakers pretty much required when you're fighting Arch-Tempered Kulve Taroth. Of course, you don't need it in stage 4. And then on the defense side, we have health boost 3. We have Divine Blessing 3. Terrific, actually, combination of attack and defense. So we have the Diablos Nero Helm, that's giving us 2 levels of focus. Uragan Mail is giving us 2 levels of Part Breaker. Now, normally you would actually build focus in the chest slot using the Damascus Mail, right? Because it's more efficient than the Uragan Mail. But I'm prioritizing Part Breaker. And if you don't have Part Breaker decorations, this is just a very efficient way to build it. Similarly, look, I brought the Artillery Charm because I assumed maybe you don't have artillery decorations. Diablos Nero's Braces is finishing off Focus, Uragan Coil finishing off Part Breaker, and these Empress Greaves Beta giving us 2 levels for health boost. Pretty solid build in my opinion.
It's so good.
Somebody said something, I didn't see it. Alright. Vampy, what is Vampy saying? He says, when X Behemoth comes back out, I'm gonna need your help. Okay, we'll do it, Vampy. Just me and you, no other players. We're gonna duo Extreme Behemoth together. I believe in us. We have 2 Grady's. Who do you think is the best Grady? Let's find out. So we have Taroth Hammersleep. It's a pretty quality build, I'd say. Missing 1 level of crit boost, actually. Yeah, 1 level of crit boost is out of there. Just using the Kaiser setup. And then let's see, the other Grady using Emperor Shell Sticks. Oh, both builds are pretty legit, actually. Yeah, that looks fine. That looks fine. Rathalos Fan Braces. I feel like you would have actually been better off with the Wrath Soul Helmet, and the Wrath Soul Mail is fine. So actually the Rathalos Van Braces can be dropped. So this build can actually be improved here. Tom Grady. No one on PlayStation farms Kulve Taroth correctly. They just go balls deep on Pursuit 1. King of Ghost, you need to send them this video. I'm putting it in the chat room. You probably won't see it in the chat room. By the time you hear me saying this, it's going to be pushed up by everyone else talking. Give people my Pursuit 1 farm tracking guide. Tell them that's what you want to do, and then you're going to profit. If you're having trouble finding a decent group to play Arch-Tempered Kulve Taroth with, join my Discord server. We have LFG channels. They're extremely active. You can easily find a group that wants to play Kulve Taroth with Pursuit 1 track farming. I get a lot of people telling me my LFG channels are really good. Dieter Peter says, Gameconomist, you're missing 1 augment on your current weapon. Did you do that on purpose? Yes. That is because I can't afford the augment. Because I'm a poor boy. Po' boy. That's the correct way to say it. Vampy says, no, I'm Tracer. guess I'll beat Thanos.
You ready?
Alright. So,
See you around, buddy.
we know Kulve Taroth's movement pattern, and we're going to move this cannon over here for when Kulve Taroth walks under that boulder. Although she probably won't walk under the boulder before becoming enraged, so none of it matters. Here we go. Boop. Just a little surprise for her.
You can do this. Over here.
So, at Pursuit 1, you really don't do any damage with your attacks. Just why? You use Mega Barrel Bombs. Oops, I got hit by the Mega Barrel Bomb. Alright, you can actually do damage to her head on the other hand. Oh wait, right, I need to actually charge the shield. Alright, so we got our charge shield, and we're going to jump over here. Let's grab this. Yeah, we got that scattered gold chip. Gameconomist, thank you so much. I hope these meme lords will get it together. Lol. Does artillery work for boulders? What? What is he talking about?
You're my kind of hunter.
Alright, we get tons of damage out here. Tons of damage. We need to drop that boulder on her. Good job, good job. So, even though we loaded that cannon back there, we really don't need it. Alright. Let's get out of here. Let's skedaddle skadoodle. He's mad. So, see what just happened there? See how she just enraged, essentially? And what's going on is we can no longer stop her with, like, these cannonballs. It's not going to do any... It's not really going to help us with anything. We can still fire it for fun, though. Mr. Clean wanted to fire it here. Yeah, not really important. So we got some decent damage on her while she was lying down, didn't we? Got some good part breaks. Bam! Oh, we were supposed to use right trigger. God damn it. The Kiar Spark Charge Blade does so much more damage for this phase. Yes, but we're using a budget build, which is the reason we're not using it. So we're going to use the Horn Charge Blade instead, but I agree. It is an improvement.
All right.
He's going to roar. Oh, too early. We rolled too early. Alright, shield is charged. Uh-oh. That's not the button I meant to push. That's okay, let's go ahead and heal. Oh, she's rolling toward me. That's okay. We don't care. Terrific damage there. We got the point guard. Are you proud of me? Guard point, I mean. Where's she gonna end up at? Running along, smacking this lady. Cut this tail up. Oh, that was a little early, I think. Oh, no, 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 no. I don't want to die. Woo! Telling her, that fire breath gets you, man. Fire breath is what gets you. That stuff is no joke. She's very serious about it. Alright guys, later today we're going to do our old school runecraft stream. Are you ready for it? Old school runecraft. That's that right? Yeah. Did I? Runecraft?
Keep yourself
RuneScape.
together.
There we go. RuneScape. I'm sorry. Wow. How did I mess that name up? I've been playing too much Minecraft. That's why. I knew the name. It didn't sound right to me when I said it. It's actually faster to spam XY than to go into axe mode and press XY. Interesting. Somebody was telling me that pretty much the opposite of what you just said.
Keep looking. Don't let up. We're bound
Yeah,
to
somebody
pick
was
up the
telling me
trail
that it would be
somewhere.
faster for me to go YYB.
Look!
Oh, she hit me. Son of a bitch. Oh. Oh, she killed me. I don't think she was aiming for me that time. I think she might have been aiming for my teammate. Oh. Worst way to die ever. And who's this guy? He's just up here waiting. That was sad. That's okay. We had feline insurance. No problem. No problem. Alright, we're all better. I thought I was fine standing up, and I think she was shooting at my teammate. And my teammate, what happened was I was
Watch
running
yourself.
behind my teammate at that point. So even though I rolled, I still got hit by the beam, right? That's not supposed to happen. I think what happened was the beam was where my teammate used to be, and it's where I was rolling into. Does that make sense? So I think I ran into it because I thought it was being aimed at me, but it wasn't. Oh, she's going into stage 4. Very cool. 200 IQ at Kulve. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that wasn't for me, and if I had just stood still, it wouldn't have hit me. Well, obviously, if I'd stood still, it wouldn't have hit me, because I rolled and then I died. Clever
Good
girl.
work, Vipers. Now get out there and show us how it's
Jurassic
done.
Park, huh? You gonna throw a fit? You gonna throw a fit? You're not gonna get to go to the zoo if you're gonna throw a fit. That's gonna be fire. Getting behind that. Oh, that was so well timed. That wasn't. Ah, get me out of here.
Watch yourself!
That's not what I want. What is he doing? I didn't even put my bombs down. Guess she missed me. Alright, let's beat up on her tail, everyone.
We're the ones to get it done.
Oh my. Oh dear.
Tail broken. Good job on that. She's
Watch
paralyzed.
yourself!
I think some of that landed on her head, hopefully. Nice job on that. That was actually a lot of damage. There's the cluster bombs. Mr. Clean's like, you know what, we need more cluster bombs. Alright, so look, this is her beam attack. We just get behind her head. Stay there, hopefully. Yeah, like, hopefully. Oh, how did she still get me there? Okay, I'm in danger. This is a bad spot to be in. Okay, she's focusing on my friend. I'm okay. That's why it's nice to have friends in the fight. What's she gonna do next? And she's gone. Good job, everyone. Easy, easy, easy. You're too slow. James Dice. Sanic. I don't think you were referencing Sanic. What are we at? We're at 2 hours and 11 minutes. 2 hours and 11 minutes. What do we have left? We got the horn done. We got the charge blade done. We got the switch axe done. I think we have to do dual blades, don't we? Yeah, we should have to do dual blades. I already know what we're going to do for dual blades. It's going to be the not Terror Tyrannus, the Diablos dual blades. So we'll get the dual blades done, and I think that will wrap up all of the budget builds that I said I would be doing today. James Dice says Arch-Tempered Nergigante, say I call him Gante, comes in 2 weeks on the PC. Very excited. I'm very aroused. Dust Blackout, Gameconomist, can you do a Diablos Shatterer 2 next, please? No, because this live stream is called Budget Builds, and it shows a number of certain weapon types on the cover, and we're going to be using strictly those weapons for this video, so that people who join this video to watch it actually get the right builds. Gameconomist, is better to go into axe mode when trying to guard point instead of holding down guard for 10 seconds. God Terror Boy, you trying to tell me how to live my life? I know where you live, God Terror Boy. I'll come after you. Alright, let's see. What are we going to get? What are we going to get? Probably all of the bad stuff. The siege of Kulve Taroth is complete for 2 seconds.
Hello.
All I'm saying is Iceborne better have 2 siege monsters, or I will lose my freaking mind. I will. I will lose my mind. Nope. 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 What is the deal, man? How many rewards do you think I'll go through before I actually get the weapon I'm missing? 1 billion rewards? Probably 1 billion rewards. You realize I've done like 3 more Kulve Taroth streams, like 3 streams since the last time. Might have been 4 since the last time I actually got a new weapon from fighting Kulve Taroth. I just don't get new weapons, even though there's some I don't have. I don't know how to feel about it. It's just pain. It's very clear to me that Capcom did not design Kulve Taroth to be a weapon you could finish. Right? Only somebody with an ungodly amount of time on their hands, like me, playing games for you guys, could possibly finish their QR weapon loadout. No way. You have to be grinding this stuff day and night like a sad boy. I know where you sleep at night. That's right, I sleep in a bed. Comfortable bed. Every monster needs to be a siege monster with 200 loot, and only 4 or 5 of them are any good. Shut this man up. Take this man away. Sparks Carnival. Gameconomist was hysterical playing Dauntless. I laughed several times. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed that stream. It's pretty easy to make people laugh when you're doing nothing but roasting. That's all this stream was, really. Man Noodles, Mr. Clean, Gameconomist. Hey, are you going to see Monster Hunter movie? I probably will. And maybe I'll do a movie review about how great it is, because it's going to be amazing. It's not going to be amazing. Come on, guys. You really think it's going to be amazing? We'll do a movie review, and we'll talk about all the moments we cringed the hardest. Make Gagmazios crawl in the caves of El Dorado. You know, another sad thing, we never got a second monster on the Kulve Taroth map. That would have been cool, right? Imagine if Arch-Tempered Nergigante's fight actually took place on the Kulve Taroth map. Nope, it was just another Elder's Recess fight. That's sad. Arshad says I can do everything on Charge Blade except for the guard point properly. Is kind of sad. Guard point's not too complicated. I think guard point's pretty straightforward. Guard pointing is when you're morphing between the axe and the sword. Guard pointing is when you use an attack that ends with your shield being in front of you, okay? Or it has your shield in front of you at some point. So if you're using an attack and the attack puts your shield out in front of you, you're going to guard it and it's going to do damage to the monster. That's guard pointing. It's kind of like parrying a little bit, except easy. Well, it depends on what game you're talking about. Parrying in Dark Souls was difficult. Well, no, even that, it depended on what monster you were fighting. Some monsters were hard to parry.
At last.
Some monsters were not.
Reminds me of that time.
When you saw many of the blue rewards Arch-Tempered Taroth instead of getting a lot of Taroth. What? It's directed by the same guy who directed the Resident Evil movies. It's going to suck 100%. That's right. So I did watch like 2 of those Resident Evil movies years ago. It's the same guy, and he's got the same girl, and it is going to be a straight-to-DVD type movie, but not. It's going to show up in movie theaters probably, and people are going to talk about it, and it's going to get a 7 out of 10 or something like that. It was just... Oh, Vampy's hopping off after this. I'm sorry to hear that, Vampy. Sorry you have a headache. Blame the government. They're probably hitting you with those brainwaves. Get your tinfoil hat, guys. Yeah. I saw those pictures of the weapons for Monster Hunter and all of the military stuff, and it's just kind of like, I don't know. It almost looked like just regular people at a cosplay, right? Looked like people at a cosplay, which if they were actually at a cosplay, great job. I'm ready. But they're not. They're in a movie that we're supposed to take seriously. So I don't know what to expect. I'm open-minded, but I am very, very skeptic. Yeah, it's hard to impress me. Really it is when it comes to entertainment. Arshad says, Gameconomist, I know I just missed the timing with monster animations. Text Zero says, the first 2 Resident Evil movies aren't that bad. They aren't that good either, though. Come on, they're just okay. Actually, I feel like they went downhill fast, actually. I mean, the characters were just crummy and unbelievable. It's like, I don't know, it's like every B movie ever. The Resident Evil series. Personally, that's how I feel. I didn't watch all of them. I just watched the first 2 enough to go, I don't need to watch these ever again. And then I saw the trailers for the others and I said, oh, cringe. Just like that. And then I was off. It's like, I've had enough of that. No more punishment for me. Avert my eyes. Why live action? That's right. I think if it had been like, maybe even like an anime style TV show or something like that, it could actually be really good. That's the sad part. So it's the weird lack of realism. When you do live action is extremely realistic. You know why? Because it has real people in it. Okay, it doesn't matter how unrealistic the rest of your set is. It's realistic because you've got real human beings in it now. And you see human faces and there's no animation. So you bring in like Monster Hunter stuff, like he's got this massive sword, and all of a sudden you're starting to suspend your disbelief, right? There's a certain amount of disbelief you have that allows you to enjoy Monster Hunter, and it's easy to have disbelief because you're playing a video game, and you're like, this is fine. My character's got a huge, massive weapon. That's fine. It's a video game. But then you put it on the big screen with real human beings, and you're like, what is that sword made out of? Styrofoam? You're telling me that guy's like Superman? Oh, another superhero. They can carry the heaviest sword in the world. Telling me he swings that around with any amount of efficacy or strength? Yeah, right. No way. It's either made out of styrofoam or you're lying. Or he's a superhero, which makes Monster Hunter another superhero movie. So it's one of those three. And, yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see how they deal with it. Maybe if, I don't know. How would I have directed a Monster Hunter movie? I think a Monster Hunter like anime, like I said, a Monster Hunter anime could actually have been really cool. Because when you're watching a cartoon, you're like, well, of course they can carry a big sword. It's an anime. Duh. Did someone shoot the boulders down while we were track farming? Who did that? Black Liu Kang says, will you be making builds on Dauntless? Oh my god, you guys want Dauntless, man. I get so many requests for Dauntless. People are like, you gonna play Dauntless? Dauntless is good. Have you gotten to the end game of Dauntless? And then you get the other people going, Dauntless is crap. Thank you for making fun of Dauntless. But what's the point is, a lot of people are talking about it. I'm kind of surprised, really. Come on, man. Is that not collectible? I guess I can't collect that. Mr. Clean says, Gameconomist, how about Monster Hunter should be in Netflix? So like a TV show? I think it's doable. Again, especially if it were like an anime, like a well-written anime. I think it could be very enjoyable. Animation as a dying art form. Maybe in the sense that anyone can do it now, because it's easier to make art and the technology for animating has become more general. Did somebody drop another boulder? Who's dropping the boulders? I will boot them. I don't care about... Look, all we got to do is reach Pursuit 4. We don't got to knock the boulders down to reach Pursuit 4. So, I don't care for that, dropping the boulders down on her. I don't want anything to accidentally send her into Stage 2, because I would be very upset if we do that. And we don't actually need to drop those boulders. I've tested this. It's not necessary. Oh, here's a footprint. Hey, we'll jump up here. Gameconomist, I don't want Dauntless. I want God Eater. I saw some gameplay for God Eater. Yeah, it's just another like Monster Hunter knockoff, kind of like Dauntless. I would say actually God Eater might be more unique than Dauntless. Dauntless is pretty shameful. Not shameful, but pretty shamelessly a clone of all other games is how it feels. So, I don't know. I don't want to say more than I know. Ryuso says, if I said his name right, buy 2 Garen weapon, welcome Narga weapon, 50% crits in Iceborne. I don't know, maybe we'll get revamped Oda Garen weapons. Monster Hunter has an anime. We should have left it at that. What are they doing to my baby? I didn't know that Monster Hunter had an anime. People who drop boulders have the IQ of a flat earther. Bob Alien is attacking. I'm watching him. Bob Alien gonna get himself booted. Okay, I think he might have just been messing. Is he? Tell me he's just messing, right? He's just messing. Ming says that God Eater is very different from Monster Hunter. That's the way it looked like to me as well. Yeah, when I saw it. It looked like it was different enough that it was his own thing. Outside of course the whole killing and crafting aspect, which is just a staple of the genre and not Monster Hunter. Yeah, of course. Oh, that is a footprint that I missed. Is she going to be gone by the time I hit it? Ah, not the material. There we go, footprint. What's your FA? I don't know what an FA is. Monster Hunter made by the Attack on Titan team. What if... what if monsters actually were dangerous, right? Like, in Monster Hunter World, what really happens? Like, the handler gets thrown around a bit, and that's it. And then we just go out slaughtering everything. What if Monster Hunter made a new anime, and the monsters were actually horrifying? Like, they came in, slaughtered families, like, just drove whole towns out, and then it's like, we gotta take this beast down, you know, before it ruins, before it destroys humanity or something like that. That would be funny. Big Brother Katakuri is losing hope. Sorry, Big Brother Katakuri. Capcom doesn't want to be nice to you with that RNG. Ryusu says, did you watch 30 Minutes, The Life of Dodogama? You will be feel delightful. No, I didn't, actually. I don't even know what that is. Alright, so. Last build. Dual blades, right? Taroth Dagger's Mire. Would I have really done that? Oh, I see what's going on. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to go with, we're going to go raw. I don't want that. So, we are going to go raw. Rogan Mail. There's fan braces, huh? There's Greaves. Shall you trade these out with the Nergigante van braces? What do we have? Oh, why don't we just use the Geralt set? Alright, so Geralt set, that's legit. Newbies can pick up the Geralt set. I highly recommend that they do. And for the dual blade, Wrathful Predation. A Handicraft Charm, of course, and then... Oh, I know why. It's because you'd have to have 3 part breaker decorations, that's why. Well, we're just going to pretend you have 3 part breaker decorations. Deal with it. Deal with it. Excuse me. Rest of the build, let's put the rest of the build toward expert. You know, if you only have like 2 part breaker decorations, it's fine. It'll be okay. As long as you're not dying, your team's not gonna like, you're not gonna break their hearts on your build. Welcome to the quest counter. Oh, why thank you. We got one person that we're waiting back. This guy right here, Shanks, Cassia, and Ethan. They're gonna bring the pursuit level up to 4. In the meantime, let's go empty out our garden. Get to the workshop. Momo says, well, I'm going. I need to rest my old eyes for a while. Good luck on the streams. Thank you very much, Momo. Kuro Mori says there's going to be an animated Monster Hunter special called Legends of the Guild coming out sometime this year. Well, there you go. They have an animated show coming out. Very interesting. King of Ghosts says, Gameconomist, I like watching you play. It's very streamlined, easy to understand, and simply just fun to watch. Thank you. Keep it up, and you may have another patron. Hey, thank you, King of Ghost. Yeah, by the way, guys, if you ever want to give me a raise, I have a Patreon account, and for like $1, you actually make a pretty substantial impact. The reason why is because, you know, when a significant number of people give just $1, it actually adds up pretty significantly, and then I smile because I'm making more money for doing the same job, which is what we all hope in life, right? Tell me, name one person who doesn't want a raise right now. We all love raises. Right, why did I come down here? Oh, I came down here to empty my garden. Get to the trade yard. Ray Rick says, "What's your favorite anime?" Pokemon. You know, I actually, believe it or not, I don't watch a lot of anime. I watch it when my wife watches anime, and I watch it with her.
Whoa.
And when I watch animes, I don't like animes that are too serious, like the ones where everyone's basically a superhero. I really don't like that kind of. I don't like that in the movie theater. Like, I just watched Endgame. I didn't actually enjoy Endgame, Avengers or whatever. And so it's the same way when I watch any cartoon as well, cartoon or anime. I don't like it when everyone's super hopped up and powerful, and the point of it is for there to be action scenes and a bunch of fighting, and the characters are so cool, and don't you want to be like them? I don't like movies like that. I like movies that they're either horror movies, like actually very scary, or they're very good comedies. One or the other. Comedy and horror. Those are my two favorite ones. So when it comes to like anime, an anime where the characters are just having a nice comedy is usually what I'll enjoy watching the most. And I know I've watched some that I enjoy, I just don't remember their names. Big Brother Katakuri says, "Gameconomist, do I need luck for Kiar freaking longsword or hammer or something?" Yes, that is the nature of RNG. You do need luck. Or does he mean the actual luck skill? Because there might be some kind of luck skill. I don't think that... I'm pretty sure the Kulve rewards are not affected by that, by the way. You just need to get lucky with the RNG, and that's all there is to it. If you consistently play, you're eventually going to get it, okay? Like, I eventually got my focus decoration. It just took 2,300 hours before I got it. So, if you stick it out, you'll get what you want. The trick probably... I recommend doing this. Big Brother Katakuri, this is what I recommend. Get your game going, and then get your laptop open, and watch like a TV show while you play. That's one way that I play video games in a way that I can not feel bored. I do two things at once. I play the game, maybe I watch a TV show or a YouTube series where I can just kind of sit back and chill, play my game, and not feel bored. Because that's what happens when you're grinding. When you're grinding a monster, you start to feel bored. So a great way to not feel bored is to kind of have something you can watch to keep you entertained while you're playing. Minx says, "Superhero movies stink." Oh, Minx, you have no idea how much I agree with that statement. I think a long time ago, I thought superhero movies were kind of cool, and now I am just so tired of superhero movies. I really am. I can't stand them. I went last night because it was my wife's birthday to watch Endgame, and I just had... the whole time was a bad time for me. There wasn't any point in the movie I really enjoyed. There was like some comedy thrown in. It's all action, CGI actually. It's all just CGI. It's like, wow, look at this big explosion that some nerd made from his computer. It's like, yeah, okay, cool. He sat down with the special effects, and he did a bunch of special effects. Terrific, you know. Maybe if the action superheroes were actually doing their own stunts, and there were very few special effects, then I might enjoy action scenes. But today, these days in the movies, I know that action scenes are mainly just a guy behind a computer screen, a bunch of them, and they sit down and they render some pretty lifelike looking CGI. And you know, in the 90s, I watched Toy Story. Toy Story was fun. I don't want all of my movies to just be CGI Toy Stories with big explosions. It's like Michael Bay, basically, right? Didn't everyone used to make fun of Michael Bay? Everyone used to make fun of Michael Bay for having dumbed down movies with big explosions. Somebody explained to me how the movies today, all the superhero movies, are not just that. There's not like some complex story going on. The story could be summarized in like 3 minutes. No, I'm sorry, not 3 minutes. Way shorter than 3 minutes. 3 sentences. This happens, this happens, this happens. The superheroes win because they have superhero powers. Freaking do, man. Amazing. Gameconomist sounds like a grump. I am not a grump. I'm a cynic. I'm jaded, I would say. I'm very picky. That's a great way to explain it. Very picky. Because when you're telling me to go to the movie theater, what are you really telling me to do? You're saying, take like $20, go to the movies, and lose 3 hours of your day. Plus the drive. I had to drive there. There was like a 30-minute drive there and a 30-minute drive back. So you're talking about 4 hours of my day to watch some guy shoot CGI out of his hand. Whoop-de-doo. You know what I mean? And if it's great action scenes, but also great storytelling, that's one thing. But if the story can be summarized in like 2 words, 2 sentences, and nothing else is really happening, and it's all CGI, it's just kind of like, can I just read the cliff notes? Right? Can I just read the cliff notes and move on with life? I don't want to watch this for the next 3 hours. Yeah. It's who I am, guys. It's who I am. You're not all like that, I'm sure. Some of you really enjoy the movies. I do not enjoy movies. You really, really have to entertain me to get me to like it. Ah, that's too bad. I was hoping your horns would break. Gameconomist, you should add lots of explosions to a hunt like Dual Blaze, but every hit makes an explosion. Techo Zero says, because most of the superhero movies focus on the characters, Gameconomist. Precisely. Look, here, okay, look, somebody was just asking me about catching this little dude. Let's catch him real fast. Got him. Alright, we got him. The Tsuchinoko.
Look!
So, the characters are like these sexy characters, and you're like, wow, they're sexy. I want to be just like them. And that's the whole movie. Wow, look how powerful they are. Wow, look how sexy they are. Wow, so amazing. It's like, how does this count as good media? Let me think about this for a second. Oh, we should have pointed it to the left. Is she knocked down? I think she's going to get knocked down. Fireflower, yes, I do like horror movies. Gameconomist, did you like the Batman trilogy movies? The ones made by Christopher Nolan? Yes, actually. I thought at the time that it was kind of innovative to make superhero movies that rather than being corny were actually much more gritty. And I think that DC movies did a very poor job of trying to imitate his movies later, Christopher Nolan's movies. I did enjoy the Batman trilogy from Christopher Nolan. Oh no. Alright, that was a mistake. I didn't expect her horns to be broken there. I thought they were okay. I think by the end of the trilogy, I was kind of tired. Yeah, by the end of the trilogy, I was already getting tired of superhero stuff. Likewise, I thought that the early Iron Man movies weren't bad. But once again, at some point, I was tired of it. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I know that the movies are popular, so I know I can't be in the majority of people who hold that opinion of disliking it. So I know a lot of you, very likely most of you, enjoy the movie. I want to pull my eyes out when I go watch it. It just kills me inside to pay $20 to watch somebody shoot CGI out of their hands and have like subtle political messages sent to me throughout the movie, which I don't want those either. It's like, no, I don't need your politics. Which I don't know if you guys noticed that, but there was quite a bit of politics in the movie as well. Not like open discussion of politics, more like virtue signaling. There was a lot of virtue signaling going on. Not a big fan of virtue signaling. Actually, it kind of turns me off. Makes me go, wow, now I wish I had not paid money to you, because I don't want a movie with virtue signaling. I just want a movie with sophisticated storytelling. Gameconomist, did you like Winter Soldier? No, I did not. I can tell you why, because I didn't watch it. I didn't watch any of the Captain America movies. I had no interest in the Captain America movies. Actually, for the Infinity Wars, I watched the first Infinity Wars the night before I saw Endgame, because I knew I had to go see Endgame for my wife's birthday, and I figured if I'm going to watch it, I should know what the first movie's about. And the first movie was a big snore fest as well. I was like, this is so dumb. It's just a bunch of people, and you're supposed to feel like they're awesome and cool because they got superpowers. And it's just like, that's terrific. Good for them. They have superpowers. Thanos snaps his fingers. He's like, snap. It's like, whoa, wow. So crazy. Bershogun says, what's virtue signaling? Virtue signaling is where... Oh, that's a great question because I've never had to describe it to somebody. I just assumed you'd know what it is. Okay, so first of all, I feel like the term virtue signaling is more relevant to American politics. In American politics, we have a large movement of progressive politics where they want more diversity, they want more representation of women, things that traditionally sound very good. But the thing is, they start to go a bit too far, and they start wanting other things like forced equity, forced equal outcomes, and you see a little bit of reverse racism too. You see suddenly this dislike of white people, and nobody likes to talk about it. Well, one of the ways that people move into this kind of like political discussion is rather than talking openly about it, no. Let me say it like this: they try to phrase themselves as on the right side of the issue by being very political and how do you describe it really well? It's like trying to show people that you're part of the solution. Like, we're going to show you that women are strong or something like that. And the thing is, they don't do it subtly. They don't do it well. They just kind of shove it in your face. It's not like well written. It's very unsubtle what they're trying to do. And whenever I see that in a movie, and it doesn't matter what your political position is, whenever I see that in a movie, it's like, well, now you've turned your movie into a statement about the times we live in rather than a statement about the characters and the actually complex things going on in a storyline. So I'm not a fan of politics in movies or in games. Even though I'm a big fan of politics. I don't want them in my fantasies. Which I think some of you guys will relate to that. Could you imagine a video game that's meant to subtly talk about white power or something like that? Think of all the outrage and how horrible that would be. It would just be no fun. Black Hobbs says, well, Gameconomist, how do you feel about John Wick, for example? Does the practical effects... I didn't watch John Wick. I don't watch... So whenever a movie markets itself as a... I use a lot of guns or a lot of superpowers, I just don't watch it. The movie I watched before Endgame, so the last time I'd gone to the movie theaters before Endgame was for Incredibles 2, which I hated that movie as well. I thought it was trash. I absolutely hated Incredibles 2. And that was the last movie I watched before Endgame, because I do not watch movies, for the most part. John Wick is super overrated, says Wallamanga. Look at that, my mind's queuing up the W of Wallamanga's name. You're equating white power to strong female characters. No, I'm not making I'm not equating them. I'm saying, how annoyed would you be if the developers, let's say the developers were, I don't know, part of a political movement, and you had to hear about it in your video game, and you're like, no, I don't want those politics in my video game. I want my video game to be about the video game universe. Capcom's Monster Hunter is actually extremely good with this. It's one of the few video games that I've played, like AAA titles, that isn't shoving, any kind of political virtue signaling down your throat. It's all about the game, and that's all it is. There's nothing else. I'm really, one of the reasons why I really enjoy their game is just because they've decided to focus on the gaming experience and not on the political messaging of the game. Yeah, really respect that, because a lot of video game companies aren't doing that. Got her. Did you see that? Damn, that was cool. Shanks is like, good job. You missed your transition grind? Oh, I missed my Beyblade option. My option to be I can't talk. Beyblade. Opportunity, that's the word I was trying to use. I missed my Beyblade opportunity. Gameconomist has awful taste in movies confirmed. Well, I'm sure we all have different taste in movies. I probably don't have the mainstream taste in music. Not music, in movies, because the truth is I hardly watch movies. I think most movies are very terrible. Oh, and there he goes. She goes, I should say. Oh, and there we go. Reza Shah says, Gameconomist, it is incredibly hard to make a product without any kind of political messaging. No, actually, it's very easy to make a product without political messaging. No, it's incredibly easy. The problem is people come in and attack you for making a product if it doesn't include political messaging. So let's say I was George Lucas making my first Star Wars movie. Well, then all of my main characters would have been white. The lead role would have been a white male named Luke Skywalker, and the princess would have been saved by, does Princess Leia get saved? I can't remember. I think she gets saved. Princess Leia. She doesn't really get saved, does she? She's just an active character in the show, but they're, all four of them are white. There's, and those are the main characters, and if you were George Lucas in the modern age, people would get angry at you for not being diverse enough. That's what would happen. So it's just kind of like, when you say that it's hard not to have political messaging in your movie or your product, I would say, actually, you just pick whoever's best for the role, and that's it, right? And nowadays, it's more like you're going to get in trouble if there's not a certain degree of diversity in your show. I was watching How I Met Your Mother. Did you guys watch that TV show, How I Met Your Mother? I was watching that the other day, and I realized the same thing. I was like, oh my gosh, they would never make a TV show with a bunch of white people in it again because, they would probably get in trouble for not having a diverse enough cast. And the question is that good or is that bad? It's a very tricky thing to talk about without getting people's feelings hurt or getting somebody mad. Somebody will get mad. Minx asks Gameconomist, what's your favorite movie? I liked a movie, is a very old movie called 12 Angry Men. And it's a movie about, it's in black and white, and it's about a bunch of guys who have to decide the fate of a kid who's being accused of murder. And it's a really terrific movie. Almost the whole movie takes place in one room, and it's a bunch of guys arguing over whether the kid's guilty or not, and a lot of really interesting personalities emerge from these guys who are making the decision, and you learn kind of like how possibly faulty our jury system is, and you learn about how much power jurors really have over the life of the person in the system, right, who's getting judged, and how easy it is to make assumptions about people over whether they're guilty or not. It was a really terrific movie. And you don't really get movies like that anymore. Now movies are like, how much CGI do you have? Do you have dragons? Is there going to be awesome fight scenes? You don't really have movies like 12 Angry Men anymore. And it's really sad. Big fan of that one. That was a big one. Of course, I liked Star Wars. I thought Star Wars was awesome. The original Star Wars. The new ones with Mary Sue, whatever her name is, Rey. Those are really a shame. Well, the first one was okay. The one by J.J. Abrams was okay, but the second one was just so bad. And I'm expecting the third one to be really bad as well, so I probably won't see it. Erblecht, I think I said your name right. You're talking about the roles, but not the writing. Real-life conflicts can be compelling storytelling. You and I do not disagree on that. I'm guessing you didn't like Black Panther. Well, like all of the superhero movies, I did not watch it. So I didn't watch Captain America. I didn't watch Black Panther. I didn't watch pretty much any of them, if I could avoid them. Teko says the story shouldn't be sacrificed for the sake of diversity or of political agendas. This is precisely what I'm talking about. Yes, you and I completely agree on that. Gameconomist, I always watch your stream, but yesterday about Dauntless. I think Dauntless not that bad, but not that good. Are you enjoying playing Dauntless? So I'm going to keep playing Dauntless. Rhea Rick, if I'm saying your name right, I apologize if I'm not. I'm going to play a bit more because I know that you really shouldn't judge a video game off of your first impressions, but my first impressions of it were bad. Maybe it gets better later. Josh says I'm permanently dead. Teko says Black Panther is overrated in his opinion. Blake Hobbs, not Black Hobbs. I'm sorry, Blake Hobbs, Gameconomist. So if you're about writing and acting, what about things like Drive, Inception, Blade Runner, Warrior? I thought Inception was pretty good. Yeah, I thought Inception was enjoyable. Blade Runner, I felt like Blade Runner was kind of too long, but it had a lot of interesting artistic. It did have a kind of a risk-taking artistic angle to it. I didn't watch Drive, and I didn't watch Warrior either, so I don't know anything about those. Black Panther was not a good movie, says James Dice. Teko Zero says they just retold The Lion King. See, I wouldn't know. I didn't actually watch it. I love all the movies and TV shows, don't care what they're about. You're kind of like my wife then. She'll watch anything. She likes it all. Some people are like that. I'm just not like that. I think for me, the real problem is that watching a movie or a TV show
Hello.
is always competing with my desire to go play video games. And so all of the standards I have for entertainment, they really do come from, would I rather be doing this or would I rather be playing Monster Hunter World? And you'd be surprised how often I'd rather be playing Monster Hunter World is the majority of the time. Or Minecraft or whatever it is I'm playing, right? I would almost always rather be playing a video game. So the movie that I go watch has to be really good for it to kind of get me to stop playing. Techo says, my favorite movie is Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction is a classic. It is really, really, really good. Yep, if you guys haven't seen Pulp Fiction, go watch it. That is by Quentin Tarantino, and he has another movie coming out that kind of reminded me a little bit of Pulp Fiction. Have you watched Swiss Army Man? No, I have not. David Larson, I have not watched Swiss Army Man. You guys would be surprised how many movies I've not watched, because I very rarely watch movies, and that's just how I am. I don't know. Reza says, is YouTube your full-time job? It is now. YouTube is my full-time job, and I'm enjoying it. It's a lot of work, too, though. You work more than 8 hours, I would say. New Blade Runner was pretty bad. Pacing was way off, and basically the plot progresses by the character going, I'm going to stare real hard at this until I know what's next. Yeah, as I was saying, that it was kind of too long. It was too slow. They should have... You almost feel at times that you're being assaulted by the ambient music, because the ambient music, it's not like nice ambient music, it's very stressful ambient music. So doing that to a viewer for like almost 3 hours is too much. They should have cut the movie length down a lot shorter, and they should have made it more clear who the main character was. I think that would have had a better payoff. But okay, I can't turn my stream into a movie review. Maybe we'll have another stream where we talk about movies. All right, guys, that is the end of the stream. We covered all the weapons that I said we were going to cover, budget builds on the weapons. We'll take a last look at this one real fast. Wrathful Predation. For the Devil Joe weapons are terrific. They always consistently offer terrific raw and a little bit of dragon damage, and that works. The dragon damage is nice on Kulve Taroth in stage 3. And we're using the Geralt set. Unfortunately, you're going to have Heartbreaker decorations, and you're not going to have crit boost on your build. But, you know, you have Marathon Runner, you have Weakness Exploit. Most importantly, you have Health Boost. All right? I think I had a different Devil Joe. I think I had a build that used the Azure Star-Lord Waste. Yes, and the, I believe the Wrath Soul Helmet. And you get crit element with these dual blades using that combination. It was actually pretty good. But that would be in my Kulve Taroth counter build guide. I have 2 videos of that. It's on my channel. So if you want to watch that, it contains all the builds, budget builds, counter builds that use QR weapons, and counter builds that do not use QR weapons. So it has it all. If you haven't seen that, go give it a watch. All right, let's give you a gesture real fast. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.